Welcome to another special yours truly marching, dancing vlog with yours truly Adrian Hannah Dragon. For the bus drivers today, speaking of the devil, look at those bus drivers today. We're gonna march to the mountain. For my brothers and sisters who are bus drivers, saluting the public bus drivers. So today's for them, and we're gonna march to the mountain. We're gonna rock and roll. And for the bus drivers, see, this is public transit, and that's another one. And this is here in Montreal, Hog Island, for the bus drivers of North America. North Americans Unite is the 24-hour rock and roll as I'm going on these steel toes, independent Aspie with amnesia, artist, athlete, philosopher. As always, gonna commence with my gratitude, grateful, thankful that my rent's paid, electricity bills paid, got food and coffee, and my rent's paid for the month of January, electricity bills paid, and I got these steel toes which I'm auctioning for $1 million. $1 billion to give half 50-50 to my anonymous sister friend, greatest woman I know. I'm gonna put these gloves because it's -7. Gonna put the gloves on because it's -7. Fellow Western Canadians, I'm also thinking about you. And yesterday the video vlog, marching vlog, was dedicated to Western Canadians who have lived a weekend of unprecedented, of course, cold, -44, -50. And once again, before I proceed, as always, a little reminder, memo to turn your heads left and right when you cross the street. Even if there's a stop sign, you never know. Brakes might malfunction. The citizen driver might press the accelerator instead of the brakes. So double security check as a citizen. I'm going on the mountain saluting the construction workers, and of course we're talking about building more construction. It starts with them right here. I'm a fan of construction workers, but today is of course primarily gonna march to the mountain from my dragon's lair. Of course, to the mountain from my dragon's lair. To the mountain from my dragon's lair for the bus drivers. But not only, I started a little bit late because I had to do that laundry. Grateful, thankful for the laundry machine that I don't have to go spend money. And I'm in a financial crisis, $10,500 in debt, but open for business. And I got trillions of kisses, rock and roll, plenty of songs, and it's 2:56. So I'm going all the way. See somebody wearing that red, and that red been that good, and that red been that good. Maybe dragging on me, who knows? Sport, blah blah. I don't know. Maybe they just like my favorite color as well. But anyways, construction workers right there, they be rock and rolling. Construction workers on the road. Here we go. We're gonna put on a little bit, and gonna start the timer. Yesterday we did 3 hours and 24 minutes. So I'm gonna put the timer right now, although it's been about 13 minutes that I'm on the march already, more or less, maybe more. About 15-20 minutes from my dragon's lair right there, the corner with the residential buildings. And I want to put the timer, of course, see how much I do, because I try to increase. So if yesterday I did 3 hours, more than 3 hours yesterday, today I'm gonna try. Yesterday is Monday, yesterday was Sunday, so we're gonna try to increase it until the end of the week. Every little by a bit. If I did more than 3 hours, I'm gonna aim for more than 4 hours today, more than 4 hours tomorrow, more than 4 hours today, since yesterday I did more than 3, more than 5 tomorrow, more than 6 on Wednesday. Because today is Monday. Started my week early last night, and I gotta give a shout out to those who of course cleared the road here. The snow removal operations, we saw in those videos, big trucks, and see, thank you, big salute, big salute, big salute. You see I did it 3 times. I'm an Aspie. I got that Asperger's, symptoms are repetition, weird ritualized like rituals, rites, ritual like gestures. But and of course you see my hundreds of workout videos. My obsessions is an art just like many Aspies, and I'm part of a tiny minority today marching for the bus drivers. Dedicating this march to the bus drivers, not only specifically though, to the bus drivers, public bus drivers of North America, Canada, Mexico, US. What I call the North American Collective Civilizational Complex. And bus drivers, they rock. And we love the bus drivers. And can I imagine, because I took buses so many times, even last year, for the past 7 years, I've taken a lot of bus drivers and thinking about them and how they doing and what their salary like and what their worries, what are their difficulties on the road. Not just Montreal, of course, but throughout North America. You see, be careful cross when it's properly and turn your head left and right, even if you got that light to go, because you never know. Brakes might malfunction, and of course you might press the accelerator instead of the brake, and the car brakes might malfunction. So it's always good to double check, sometimes triple, for security reasons. You know, now I'm in the public, so I got added responsibilities, duties, and obligations, which under normal course of circumstance I wouldn't have had, right? If I would have stayed in my underground room, office, and temple, my Dragon's Lair, my responsibilities, duties, and obligations would have not been the same. And now I got my liberty to be balanced in equilibrium, in harmony with other citizens' liberty, balance my liberty and my security with my fellow citizens, brothers and sisters, Quebec, or my family, sometimes dysfunctional, and to be balanced in a harmonious way. See, speaking of bus drivers, now for high school and children and youth, salute all bus drivers of the public. Some big rock and roll for the bus drivers today, and so I turn my head left and right, and I'm glad that I got a little bit of maybe we're even gonna get a little bit of sun, as it seems to be clearing a little bit as I go to the mountain. Now I'm passing by Notre Dame de Grace, and once again I want to give a little reminder that your fitness journey begins today, starts today, now, as it is exactly 3 o'clock. I love it when I see people holding hands, and when I see people working out, training, and exercise, when I hear about charity improvements and better salaries with tough economic times. Tough economic times for me also. I had good employments that I loved during the COVID. Now it's still COVID yet officially, but during COVID, several which I really liked, but you know, they were not renewed contract and short term and a few months and this and that. But I'm open for business 24/7. And yeah, we Aspies, part of a tiny minority, less than 1% of the population has Asperger's. You know, we're like 0.44%. And of course, we Aspies like to be obsessed. We are obsessed about topics of interest. My obsessions are geopolitics, or geopolitical analysis, theory, and the study of geopolitics and theorizing about geopolitics, as of course you know that in 2019 have predicted, based on deep researched analysis on what's happening now, the conflagrations now, geopolitical tensions that have been growing now during COVID. So now are my obsessions, along with, of course, civilizational studies, and of course with civilizational studies. And sports, dancing is my favorite sport, fitness 24/7, rock and roll with it, and public hygiene. So like any Aspie, I got some obsessions which are geopolitics, or the study thereof, study of civilization or civilizational studies. Sports, dancing is my favorite sport, and public hygiene. So those are my main obsessions. And you know, when I work out, when I march, we like repetition, repeat things twice, 3 times, and have gestures in a way that are gestures and to the left and to the right. And we have gestures which are seemingly repetitive, and yeah, but I'm an Aspie. I'm for myself and for the greater good, and I firmly believe in the implementation of my Trinity theories where we are now on this 15th of January, and saluting the bus drivers. You know, the bus drivers now, imagining them throughout this great metropolis city. See, that's number 138 passes here east. I'm going east to 138. Rock and roll for the bus drivers. On the road, up and they go. Gotta give a little shout out to the bus drivers of the public, taking us some mileage. Bus drivers, here we go. Gotta get that public transit on the road. Gotta get no public driving. Gotta get it for the bus driver. Bus drivers. Plural North America, we love ya. From the lair of the dragon, we marching to the mountain for the bus drivers. We marching to the mountain for the bus drivers. For the bus drivers today, and again, my gratitude, grateful, thankful that my rent's paid, electricity bills paid, got food and coffee, and I'm gonna turn my head left and right here. See, because there's no stop sign going east-west. See, this car's going east, and he's going south, that car. So the stop sign is only north-south. There's no stop east-west, so it's added danger, right? It's an added danger. Like there's stop signs when you go to the east and from the west at all points, although that's one way. So it varies. You gotta be aware of these things when you're in the public, because now, as I said, I am out in the public. I'm no longer just a private citizen in my underground room off some temple, just checking my business emails, few responses, and sending business emails, and open for business 24/7, business slow, but hey, you gotta keep on working. I've been keep on working as an independent athlete, artist, athlete, philosopher. 24/7 rock and roll for the bus drivers, butchers, bakers, nurses, grocery store clerks. Saluting those nurses with the bus drivers primarily today, because each march is dedicated to a specific part of our civilizational complex, North American collective civilizational complex, or of course the bus drivers being part of an integral part. And myself have, of course, as a citizen, I don't drive anything but steel toe boots and running shoes and whatever have you, other types of shoes. I'm auctioning my steel toe boots for $1 million to give half to my anonymous sister friend, and auctioning all this red hoodie, auctioning to pay my $10,000, $500 in debt. And I see my fellow citizens there with the dog, and I gotta be mindful that their liberty, security, and kind of duty to their dogs, you know, to take them out, to be balanced in harmony with my pleasure, my joy, and this is my work, right? Because I'm doing this as a work, and I'm going to the mountains singing, and I consider this part of my work. All these vlogs, although I'm doing it with a laptop, is the tool with which we're given. Sometimes we've got to work with what we have. Yeah, I did scrub that toilet bowl early this morning. I scrubbed it. I scrubbed it again before I left. I did laundry, so today was a bit productive. So I did a bit of laundry, washed my clothing, washed my bed sheets. Grateful, thankful for the laundry machine and the dryer, the washer and the dryer, the washer and the dryer. That spin cycle on the buses on the road. Gotta love them on the road. Public bus drivers, go, go, go. And sending some love. You know, I like to dedicate marches and events to specifics. Specifics. Or specifics, that is specifics part of our civilization, or different workers, bus drivers, grocery store clerks, construction workers, bus drivers today, or for emergency situation like yesterday went for Alberta, and always with rock and roll and meditations, you know, always with rock and roll and meditations, and always aware that civilization is a privilege, which was my thesis back at the beginning of 2023, which I'm going to continue to discuss. And I like this, just be yourself. And the skyward eyes, those I like, but you need to get approval, I guess, to put those there. Although if I'll be an officer of the peace calling for all to the dragon army, but I'll say, okay, it's nice, not bad. You have to say you can put it there, but be mindful, you know. And it's things we gotta let our youth, if they can do good graffiti, if they can do that good painting, that good art, to have venues around the city where they can just channel and sublimate their energies to do that, right? So we have designated areas, right? Because it's important. Myself also, you know, I got aggression, my brothers and sisters, but I channel it, I sublimate it. I work out, I train, I exercise. I work out, I train, I exercise. I work out, I train, I exercise. That's what I love doing, and that's what gives me a little bit of a joy. And I love staying fit. My fitness journey always begins today now, as it can be yours. And always meditating, and super important gratitude for me. As you know, we're here, and civilization is a privilege. You know, we got highways, we got the aqueducts, we got clean water, toilet bowls, proper toilet bowls. It's all with the sewer. So we gotta salute our public workers now around the city, going in with the sewers and Getting us so that we got those toilets, we got that water. And the farmers, food security starts with the farmers, you know. And the food producers. Food security, you know, starts with the farmers and the food producers. Starts with them, just like here, see? This is urban. See there? This is urban farming, and I did a few urban farming times myself, so I got some experience as farming, but this is all urban farming, you can see? Wow. They grow with the crops there, you know? Super. Look at that. Wow. They grow with the crops. What do they grow? Well, I don't really know, but I can only speculate there's tomatoes, cucumbers, maybe some potatoes, some lettuce. And it's starting to snow a little bit almost. Looks like the sun, my Pope the King will shine. It looks like almost like the sun, my Pope the King will shine. Oh yes, it's gonna shine a little bit. Shine a little bit, see? Shine a little bit in the back. It's my Pope the King, yep, shining some lights. So I'm always grateful and I always feel good when I see the sun and always turn my head left and right, right? See another bus? Please turn your heads left and right when you cross the street. Super important, my advice as a citizen who's an independent aspie with amnesia, that rah, retrograde amnesia, meaning that I have trouble remembering past 7, 8, 9 years. I remember moving to a better place, and where I used to live there was lots of mold, full of mold, M-O-L-D, full of mold, and chronically ill and sick, and from my journals which I written, so maybe that's why, because usually that's what causes amnesia, the beginning and onset of a sickness, of a malady, and then you heal, but you lose memory when that sickness kind of begins, and then, or a head trauma, whatever it is, and it can be a concussion, and I've written something about we survived a near fatal head wound by a black sword, a near fatal head wound by a black sword, near fatal head wound by a black sword. And the sun is gonna shine in, and the crows are following. Thank you, legions, pledge your allegiance, legions, thou art family. I said, pledge your allegiance, legions, thou art family. The crows again, going to the mountain, legions. I said, for the bus drivers and the butchers and the bakers and that North America. For the butchers, for the bakers, for the butchers, for the bakers. And the crows, man, crows. Crows are always going to the mountain with me, and I love crows. I go to the mountain, they always cheer me on. My legions, my fans, the only one cheering for this dragon to go to the mountain, and I do it out of will, and it's always good. See those crows there, the crows, and it's just a beautiful sight. It was like a picture perfect with the sun, and Mother Nature has its perfection, and Mother Nature has its perfection. As we go all the way to the mountain now, meditating on the privilege of civilization and meditating on all we have, and of course the bus drivers included. And oh look at the crows, man, see? So many. Turn your heads left and right. Loving me some crows. Wow. Here are several clusters of crows. Wow, above, I love that. Look at those crows. Flapping their wings, the crows are black in the snow white. I love black crows in the snow, in the white snow. I love black crows in the white snow. I play a rainbow. That was the song I sang a few times. I love black crows in the white snow. I'm a rainbow dragging you. I love the crows. In the white snow, I'll play a rainbow. Yeah. Joyous, saw the sun, my king the Pope there, and I was gonna shine, see, and getting a little bit of rock and roll as we go. Gonna take a video, pause a little bit for the videos and photos. It's 3:13 p.m. We're gonna switch to that French. You gotta be patient. We're in La Belle Province, but it's just so beautiful, the sky, that the clouds dissipated, and it's just marvelous, and it's just fantastic. And just gotta take some photos, man. Oh, there the crows are. They're my legions. They're my legions and my fans, the crows, going to my royal of the dragon rainbow. I love you, legions, pledge your allegiance. Look at the beautiful sun is shining. The crows they cheering me on. Rainbow for the bus drivers and the butchers and the bakers and the nurses and the doctors. Pledge your allegiance, legions, firefighters. For the dragon up we go, to the roads up in the snow. Hey, for the kingdom, for the empire, for the dancing goddess on. For the dragon army, PPP, public private partnership in the sea. And the crows be cheering on, and the crows be going to the mountain as I go up in the red. Up in the red, up in the steel toes, up in the set, up in the lead. Up in crows. I love the black crows in the white snow when I play a rainbow dragon. I said I love those black crows in the white snow when I play a rainbow dragon. I love those black crows in the white snow when I play rainbow dragon. Got that ass beyond that athlete. I ain't got no money for the studio. Maybe that's why y'all so lucky that I'm still number one. I am lucky I ain't got no money for the studio. I'm gonna switch it to the rap for the butchers and the bakers and the nurses and the doctors. Click it, click it. For the nurses and the doctors and the butchers and the bakers. Click it, click it. For the nurses and the butchers and the bakers and the farmers and the butchers and the cooks. I'm gonna switch it. Click, 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 lit. The sky lit, sky shines, Pope. That's the sun gold, that's the rope. As we go up in the mountain, that's for sure. Up in the steel toes, what you driving? She asked. I said steel toes. What she driving? I say I don't know. She asked what I was driving. I said steel toes. Yeah, what I was driving. I said steel toes. A little bit of rock and roll as we go 24/7, you know. Wow, that was pretty good. Yeah. That was pretty good. A little bit of rock and roll, and so beautiful. I just gotta take one more picture. Just so gorgeous. Just beautiful. I'm glad, I'm happy, joyous whenever the sun, my Pope shines, and I always love it. And gotta be careful not to lift my phone too much with the pictures, because I got a little bit of a private pictures, and my little androgynous scar clit dick, my little androgynous scar clit dick, my little androgynous scar clit dick, being androgynous pansexual. But just wanted to see, because I got a little scar, as I call it. And anyways, not to discuss it today, but look at that beauty. Isn't that beautiful? Wow. It's just amazing, eh? And the sun, when it bursts through the clouds, it just looks so amazing. Like, just the power, right? Because the sun always rises and always sets. So somewhere in the world, the sun now always rises and always sets. Now in the world, the sun always rises and always sets. Right? Now somewhere in the world, the sun rises and sets. Always red in rising, red in setting, right? Always rises and always sets. That's a constant. Every second there's a sun rises and a sunset, right? As I'm speaking now, every second. That's fascinating. So what time it is now? 3:16. 3:16, 3:16. Yeah. It's exactly 3:16. Where the crows at? Where the crows at? See here, I gotta turn my heads because, of course, it's slippery. But see, they did a good job with the removal of the snow, so I can go to the mountain in more security. And they actually put salt, and not only salt, but gravel. So thank you, public workers. Thank you, public workers. Thank you, public workers. And see, look at that. I love that. And again, I forgot to check. And again, I forgot to check. Again, I forgot to check. What are those pillars? That's Ionic, Corinthian, Doric. That's Doric, Ionic, Corinthian. That's Doric, Ionic, Corinthian. So the pillars, because I love this building. And this building is, of course, a beauty. Architecturally, I love the building and I love pillars. But I love the gold and the blue, and the architectural style is great, amazing. I love it. It's just that, you know me, I would love to put a little bit of red, a little bit of orange, some rainbow green, and or even black and white. I would put the pillars, since there's 4 pillars, I would put 1 black pillar, 1 white, 1 black, and 1 white. So 2 black ones, 2 white ones, but 1 like in order. Like a black, a white, a black, and a white. Or a white, a black, a white, and a black, vice versa. And the rest, I would paint a rainbow. So that's what I would do here. It's a private high school, but I love it. Like the architecture, I love it. It's just that I find it a bit gray, but in terms of the majesty of the architectural style, I find it really nice. I like this kind of architectural style. So anyways, marching to Westmount, we're going east. All the way to the mountain, and I can say I feel good. I can say I feel so good, and I feel great, and it's always loving, and it's always things that we gotta be mindful for, that, you know, we take appreciation of every days and appreciate the day and be mindful. Carpe diem. It was gonna be 4 years soon, eh? Since I died of COVID. It's gonna be end of January until about February, mid-February or so. So 2020, I was very sick. I was diseased. It was like death, pestilence, and disease. Like death, pestilence, and disease. Death, pestilence, and disease. And in many ways, I did die. And being reborn now, being reborn now, being reborn now in Adrian Hanna Dragon, laying the foundations for the first kingdom. No. With 718 trillions of kisses. 718 trillions of kisses with 718. A trillion is 1,000 billion, a billion is 1,000 million. So the first kingdom, empire kingdom, calling for the Democratic Republic of North America to be founded with trillions of kisses. Trillions of kisses. That I got. Some hugs, some push-ups, some marching steps with it. I got billions of push-ups, trillions of marching steps, trillions of kisses, first and foremost credited from the forgotten goddess of style in heaven. If you know the 93 Thelemites, I'm a non-sectarian mystic, universal, spiritual teaching student who's also an ASPE, with amnesia, artist, athlete, and philosopher, geopolitical analyst and theorist, and lover, hobby, rock and roller, rap hobby as well, and amateur twerker. And it's been 7 years I've been trying to twerk well, but it seems that maybe sometimes some things are not meant for us to excel or get better even, or we can always get better, but once we reach a certain stage, which mine is, I had some things I am mediocre, average, and so-so, while being average, so-so, mediocre at some things. Because yes, at some things I am average, so-so, mediocre, but I'm also great, excellent, and super at some other things, such as geopolitical studies, the study of civilization. And see, now I got 7 seconds to cross to the other side, but I'm still gonna double check, because you never know. Brakes might malfunction and somebody might press the accelerator, and I do want to take some more pictures of the sky or even the buildings here, so I'm just gonna take some more pictures. But again, bus drivers today, rock and roll first and foremost for the bus drivers today, as I dedicate my marchings to different activities, sections of our civilization, and we have to have interconnectedness, and Civilization is a privilege, and myself, I consider myself the people's artist, an athlete. Rainbow dragon, not perfect, far from it. Androgynous, pansexual, aspie with amnesia, who loves that rock and roll, saluting the bus drivers, the cooks, the butchers, the bakers, the nurses, the doctors, the grocery store clerks, and of course, all involved in the production and the distribution of food. Because of course, it's food, it's primordial, eh? So we gotta get that food, and also be careful here when you cross the street, because you know there's stops on each side. On all the corners there's a stop, but of course there's a stop sign on each corner, but you gotta turn your heads left and right, and you gotta keep on rolling, you know. So carpe diem every day, and I always feel good when I work out. I encourage you to work out, train, exercise, and have been and we'll call for the mass financing across North America. Let's go NFL, National Football League. Let's go NHL, National Hockey League, NBA, National Basketball Association, MLB, the 444 major. Owners first, billionaires, owners, please give to charity. Wall Street, you got about 66 more minutes. No, hey, about 44 minutes till the stock market closes. Buying, selling, trading stocks, please give 10%. 10% of a million is 100,000. That's 100,000. You can divide it by 4. Food security, and of course for LGBTQ youth causes, food security, and of course environmental causes and women's sports leagues. And I'm not perfect, far from it, but if I got some charity, and I'm myself financially struggling, got that 10,500 in debt, but my rent's paid, electricity bill's paid my rent, paid my electricity bill January, take care, but food and coffee, and yes, you know, and like many aspies, we struggled with employment for a while, and I made a lot of friends in the past years. I lost a lot of friends, past 7 years, made friends, lost friends, and then yeah, in the past years I accepted, you know, I'm an aspie, I got Asperger's, and you know, I'm part of a minority and part of a double minority. I'm an aspie, and I'm androgynous, and I'm pansexual, but I'm a centrist, eh? I'm a pro-labor and love, universal revolutionary centrist. I'm a pro-labor and love, universal revolutionary centrist. I'm a pro-labor and love, universal revolutionary centrist, and love is action. You know, I gotta get me some loving, and I always like when people hold hands, fellow citizens. It brings me joy, and brings me some hope, you know. Hoping I hear people getting better wages, you know, reconciliation, people holding hands, and people working out, training, the youth happy, joyous, the youth happy, joyous, the youth happy, joyous, and gotta appreciate, you know, and gotta appreciate it. We're gonna get by there, because that is, of course, here sometimes we start the videos right here. But now on the marches we go to the top of the mountain, overtime every time, and you know, they know the drill. Sometimes we just gotta get that sweat. And again, have been, am, and will continue to call for the mass financing of my fellow citizens to work out, to train, and to exercise. And working out, training, and exercising has been, is, and shall continue to be my medicine and therapy of choice. And I've been working out and am working out, and we'll continue to do so. I'm grateful, thankful for today. Rent's paid, electricity bills paid, got food and coffee, and of course I gotta get that sun. You see a little bit of that sun, and a new sky, and beautiful blue, and the bus drivers on the road, singing for them, cheering for them today. Those cooks, those making some bagels now, some cheeseburgers, some bagels, and Post Canada delivering those messages, and that clock right there. Our clock. It's been 7 years. That's always 7. See that clock there. See a clock there. That's always 7. See that clock says 7 years. That's always 7. It's been 7 years. That clock is always 7. That clock It's been 7 years, and it's always 7, you know. That clock. It's been 7 years, it's always 7, man. This clock has been 7 years, it's always 7, so maybe it's a good omen right here, you know. Maybe it's a good omen. It's like the crows. I like crows, and don't get me wrong, I like crows, and of course crows rock and roll, and when I see crows, it's always the black crows, it's always a good omen. So the crows love my red, the crows, black crows love my red also. The black crows love my red also. The black crows love my red also. The black crows do love my red also. And see, all the sun is gonna start bursting through the clouds. Look at that beauty. I'm gonna sing some French rock and roll. Right here, I'm gonna sing some of that French rock and roll in 3, 2, and 1. C'est l'horloge de Montréal qui dit qu'il est 7 heures. Ça fait 7 heures qu'il est 7 heures. Donc le matin puis le soir. Ça dit la vérité, ah oui, belle province, ça danse, les mains dans les airs. Je suis en marche pour les chauffeurs d'autobus. Les corbeaux viennent passer. Après la tempête, l'arc-en-ciel du dragon, ah oui. Faut-il que je le répète, que vous invite à la danse. Ah ouais, belle province pour la renaissance, les mains dans les airs. Si vous ne me parlez pas d'amour, de l'entraînement physique, du jambon, puis des câlins, puis des bisous, puis des chatouilles, je veux bien savoir. Hey, ah ouais, il y a des satellites, puis des centrales, l'Hydro-Québec, puis des fermes, des courses. J'en veux parce qu'elles sont belles, de couleur rouge, orange, blanche, verte. Ah ouais, et c'est le temps d'aller à la danse. La belle province, les mains dans les airs, ça bouge, des fesses, nous autres, comme Québécoises, on danse. Dans la neige, même l'hiver, nous autres. Québécois et Québécoises, on danse dans la neige, même l'hiver. Québécois et Québécoises, on danse dans la neige, même l'hiver. Vous le savez, les bras dans les airs, des câlins et des bisous, du dragon en arc-en-ciel, faites comme des loups. Du rock-and-roll, moitié fou. Ah ouais, y a pas d'argent pour une guitare. Pas d'argent pour une guitare, je vois des bisous, ça donne espoir. Les mains ça s'élance, oui, pour la liberté de la belle province, la sécurité, ah ouais, la danse. Toute la famille québécoise et québécoise, on invite de la belle province, juste ici, sur l'île de Montréal, dragon arc-en-ciel. Hey, that was a little bit of rock and roll, and you know I gotta do that bilingual rock and roll 24/7, so a little bit for the freestyle rock and roll as I love to do, you know, and I'm an amateur rock and roller. I write songs, got ideas, and for scripts, for theater scripts, and everything that goes with it. And right here I'm on this mountain and meditating on all the things which we have, you know, and what I have, what I will to have, and what I put on the table, of course, to share with others, and what I will from the others as well, because it's gratitude 24/7, you know. And I like it to play a rainbow rock and roll as I go to the mountain. Here we go. For the butchers and the bakers and the nurses and the doctors and those ambulance drivers. We gon' go it up the snow. We gon' go it up, we go. To the mountain for the road. On the road up in the flow. For the butchers and the bakers. For those nurses and the doctors. For the bus drivers, you know. Driving up those buses. For the passengers of the big cities. Big city metropolis, 2.5 million people, Montreal, Hawk Island. Hawk Island, Montreal, loving my home this life. And in the past life. My home in a past life and in this life. My home in the past life and in this life right there. I can see my anonymous sister friend living in this house. My anonymous sister friend, greatest woman I know, she deserves to be 7 times richer than Oprah. 7 times, 7 Oprahs put together, 7 Kardashians times 7. Got love for the Kardashian family, but my anonymous sister friend deserves to be 7 times. 7 times, that's the number of the 6. The number of the 6. The number of the 6 is 7. Deserves to be 7 times richer, more affluent, wealthy than all the Kardashian family put together. See there, you can see a little bit of the island. As I drive it busted, of course, we're gonna go zigzag snake and do a meditation on the construction workers, you know. Because of course it starts with them. Always starts with them, of course. The construction on the cranes going up, you know, is a beauty. And hey, you know, I love these majestic evergreens. Purifying my lungs. Big majestic evergreens, and make it, of course, on the evergreens. And of course, we're gonna grow some more. I just love the tree shape of this tree. Kind of looks very artistic, right? Kind of looks very artistic. Very beautiful. I love the trees, majestic trees. I know a little bit of their names in the past life. I was born several times in different, from ancient Egypt, ancient Babylon, ancient Rome. So at one point I was part of several lifetimes, 3 times, and 6 times 6, 3 times 6, not 36, but several times in past lives I was part of the Roman Empire. But I was also before the Roman Empire, actually, when it was the Republic, because it was a kingdom first. Ancient Rome was a kingdom, a republic, and then the empire, right? So it wasn't until later on that the Roman Republic. And we have to say that there were the 5 good emperors, Anyways, I'm not going to discuss the Roman Empire or ancient Egypt and the Torah Bible, but nonetheless, just to classify past lives, used to speak Latin, 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 so to classify the arboris, arboretum, arboris cercus, arboris draconis, arbonis phallis, arbonis arboris, arboris chickums, arboris cincums, arboris lexums, arboris finksum, right? So I used to classify them in Latin in a previous incarnation, past life. I got a watch out for my fellow citizen there. He's gonna so cross the street and wearing some of that red, maybe Dragon Army, Dancing Goddess Army, that DJ, allies and armies. Allies and armies, pledge your allegiance, legions, thou art family. Pledge your allegiance, legions, thou art family. And, you know, meditating, I know here what I'm going, and of course marching for the bus drivers, the butchers, the bakers, the nurses, the doctors, the grocery store clerks, all those involved in the production, distribution of food, and like those, of course, trees. See, they're so majestic, so big, like huge. So big, so huge. Children of the empire. And this one too, see how it's shaped all the way up. So big. This goes so big, huge. Wow. It smells so good. It's huge. It's that good rock and roll, man. And it's LOV, it's all it is. And rainbow loving. And for the bus drivers, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, grocery store clerks. For all those involved in the production, distribution of food. Starts with our farmers, food security. As construction, my brothers and sisters, starts with the construction workers in steel toes. Going up and down those steel toes. And going up, up, up on those steel toes, man. Building that cement. Building that with those cranes. I'm a fan of cranes, man. And throughout North America now and throughout Canada, the Collective North American Civilisation for their safety, and firefighters with it. Firefighters with it, you know. Gotta get that drill, man. So look at that part of the city here. It goes down steep, see? It's part of the city. I'm actually gonna take a photo. See, it goes up, but I just want to take a photo from the other side. Because I don't think I took photos recently. So I'm at the corner of Argyle, Montrose. See, Montrose, Argyle. So I just love to see those majesties. And you see there in the background, more buildings are being built. Speaking of construction workers, saluting them 24/7. Hawkeye to Montreal, pledge your allegiance, legions to our family. And we're gonna go rock and roll drill, and we're gonna go get for the pictures, man. Hey, the bus drivers, look at that, man. Well, see, as it goes down and this goes up, so I'm just gonna take one last picture because I want to capture the whole way. I zoomed in too much. Gotta zoom in just properly too. Yeah, there we go. Now we had it. Now we can cross. And I got the picture I wanted. So see how it goes down steep? So it goes down steep. So that's being construction there, and those are big residential buildings, you know. And they were built probably in the 60s, 70s, and I was going with that rent, you know, and I was going with that rent and thinking about them, and you know, it's about what they're doing. And there you go, I erased, and now it's back to having some more. To having some more space. All that kind of have a little bit of space, but gotta get for the. Gotta turn our heads left and right, man. Oh, that's a big pothole. See there, the potholes are huge. They have to be repaired. Potholes. The public workers, man. The public workers, they're gonna repair those. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 big ones though. Right there, see? 7 big ones. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of them, man. It's pretty big, I gotta say, but you know, somebody's gonna probably make make an effort in the coming 7 years, or not get the Dragon Army integrated, citizen integrated, and I'm gonna do everything from farming to everything, all cooking, all massaging, all kissing, all cleaning, all drug legalizing army, all cleaning, all cooking, all kissing, all dancing, all drug legalizing army, all cooking, all sleeping, all cleaning, all working out, all pothole filling, all drug legalizing army. North Americans unite and pro labor and love universal revolutionary centers, and marching for the bus drivers today, dedicating this march for the bus drivers. As all my marches to the mountain are dedicated to different causes, with meditation and being a YouTuber. I'm open for business, and of course grateful, you know, it's a grateful today. Gotta get that gratitude, man. Gotta get that gratitude. Little tiny dog, man. They're so small. He was looking at me like, what do you have for me? What do you have for me? What do you have for me? I said, sorry, I don't really have nothing for you, but LOV is poodles I can pet, but they're not poodles I can't pet, so poodles I can pet. Look at that big spot of snow. Look at my gloves, man. One made it. Maybe the other one, second one, will make it. Yeah. My anonymous sister deserves to live in houses like this. I have 7 houses here, one in Westmount, one there, one there, one there, throughout the mountains, on the 3 mountains, one on each. Westmount, Outremont, and Mount Royal. Well, Mount Royal, really, they gotta build that forgotten goddess temple, but otherwise, of course, you can have that public. Feel good. So your fitness journey starts today, my brothers and sisters. I always say, with a march, with a push-ups, and you know, the big fire. Huge pothole around there also. Potholes here in Westmount, quite a lot of them. Surprisingly, quite a lot of potholes. More than in my neighborhood, and it's the most richest, affluent, wealthy neighborhood. See, that's a huge one. See that one there? That's a huge pothole. Huge. Dragon Army, man. Dragon Army, North American infrastructure needed. Because this is public, right? The roads are public. Now I'm in the public. You know? This is built by the public. The roads, the highways. I might have a fancy car or whatever car. I love Cadillacs, you know. I'm driving steel-toe boots, but I love Cadillacs. And although I'm driving these steel toes, but in the public now, see? So now being in the public is all the highways built throughout North America, all the trains, right? The highways now, and all this civilization is a privilege. And of course we gotta rock and roll with it, but it's quite mushy. We've been having weird weather, I guess. It's hot and cold and rain, and like raining in January. It's kind of weird with how we had rain the other day in January, because it's supposed to be like this. It's like -3, -7, -10. It's supposed to be cold now. So it's above average still today, I find. In my opinion, I find, but of course I'm working out, but I find that it's minus. It should be more, it should be colder. But these are beautiful, see? I love these trees here. Arbores draconis, arbores draconis, arbores draconis, and when you pass by them, you just gotta inhale and clean your lungs, you know, clean your lungs with it, and that's what you gotta do, because civilization is a privilege, and we gotta have both, you know. Nature is a scientist, the greatest scientist and artist. Nature is the greatest scientist and artist. Mother Nature is the greatest scientist and artist, who dances with her brother, the sun, forgotten goddess, forgotten goddess, forgotten goddess. Look at these potholes also. See, this is public, man. Public, right? We gotta balance the public and the private. And now, I firmly believe with all my heart and soul and parallel lives and previous incarnations, today is January 15, right? January 15 today, I firmly believe, of course, that of course, my theory is best for what is happening now in the world. I predicted this back in October 2019, the current geopolitical situation, and I'm calling for all to support the public-private partnership, be it the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Kingdom. Calling my astrological brother Scorpio Bill Gates, of Black Cock, or Black Rock is Larry Fink. Larry Fink is also a Scorpio. Not to be confused with Black Stone. Black Stone and Black Rock are two different institutions. They're great, financial, but Larry Fink is another Scorpio, as Joe Biden is also a Scorpio. It can be Leos and Aquarius and Sagittarius. Rock, each has its own strength and characteristics. And so like the 12 tribes of Israel, the 13th sun, the 12 tribes of Israel, the 13th the sun, the 12 tribes of Israel, the 13th the sun, but nonetheless, today is January 15, 2024, or if you put the year 0, March 20th, 1904, well, that's another spiel, but we gotta rock and roll, you know, today, so we gotta get for that beauty. See, look at that beautiful. Let's get that February, and let's get that March. Let's get going up. Look at those beautiful trees, and really want to take a little bit of another picture here, because I just love the picture. I'm gonna love the picture that's gonna take it, and I'm gonna take. It's 3:51, so we got time until the sunset. So it's gonna take. We're in Ramsey here, one of the Ramsey. See that? Yeah. So here we are. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that was beautiful, and I really love it, and it's really beautiful. And if I know somebody who deserves to live here again, it's my anonymous sister friend. If I make $1 million, gonna give her half 50-50. $1 billion, gonna give her half 50-50. $1 trillion, gonna give her half 50-50. Or whatever the case may be, 50-50. Just because, and inspired me the greatest rock and roll songs, and you know, and I crossed coast to coast with her 6 years ago, crossed Canada. That got me out of depression, and I stopped being depressed back then, and went with my anonymous sister friend. I crossed Canada coast to coast. There's so many things to see, so many things to do. Yeah, there's so many things to see, so many things to do. That, of course, made me say and be aware of the vastness of my country, my home here, Quebec, Canada, North America, in this life and in the past life, and of course, loving me here today, turning my head left and right before I cross the street, and super important. And I want to do something that I haven't done, but I want to take that, and I want to do so many things, and want to experience so many things, and want to write some songs, some more songs, and so many things I got to do. And of course, to be grateful, and that got me out of depression. So 6 years ago when I crossed Canada coast to coast. But my brothers and sisters, again, there's no other way now where we are, but my solution for the current public and private financial woes, myself included, 10,500 in debt. I'm 10,500 in debt, but got trillions of kisses and push-ups and walks with that, and of course going to the mountain and being joyous here that I got the solution, the paradox of me having Asperger's, right? Being an Aspie, and it's a great paradox. Children of the empire. I love the youth, I love the youth, I love the youth. I always love when I see them joyous and singing and happy and being aware of the things that I have as an Asperger's, and gotta take it as I go. Salut toi! On a commencé 2024. Ben ouais. Merci, toi aussi. Very much my friend there, Citizen, who always like to talk to him a little bit, and says that he likes a bit of surprises. Of course, Electro Ed, and he's got to get that cross, and gotta get that cross on, you know. And we go to the mountain, and we gotta go to the mountain. All the way up, so the DRT best. The DRT best. Now, crossing the street on the correct side. Language, you know? 3 seconds, I'm not gonna run. Anyways, gonna try to look for it, and it's important that I discuss it over and over and over again, because I firmly believe in that being the solution. Here we are at the base of the mountain. I feel good. Gotta put my gloves back on though. It's a bit on the chilly side. Gotta press the button, maybe. I'm not sure, but usually doesn't have to, really doesn't really have to press the button, but it can be, see? It can pass. See? We made it. We made it to the top on the rocks at the Mount Royal. We made it to the top. Look at that beauty. And everyone in finance, I go up and down 300 times. 300 times and 300 times, 300 times, 300 times. Up and down for a cause of your choosing. For a cause of your choosing. I go up and down these stairs. 300 times and 300 times, 300 times. Up and down for a cause of your choosing. For a cause. For the butchers, the bakers, the nurses, the doctors, the grocery store clerks. I go up and down these stairs 300 times. We're gonna sing some rock and roll 300 times. $300 Canadian, $300 Canadian, $300 Canadian. What time is it? It's time to discuss the DRT. Wall Street gonna close soon. Let's see. It is what time it is? 3:58. And we're gonna discuss the DRT. So here's where we are economically, financially. The DRT, debt refusion theory, discussed now. On the mountain we reached 66 minutes and 6 seconds. So see, this was to service the debt. So this in 2021 to service the debt of Canada, the public debt of Canada, it was 20.3 billion to pay just the interest. So that's called debt servicing, is just paying the interest on the public debt. So I got $10,500 to about $10,000 debt. Total $10,500. So I pay interest. That's called, of course, officially servicing the debt, or debt servicing, right? The debt servicing. In other words, paying the interest, right? Basically, that's what that means, paying the interest. So this is to pay the interest in 2020, 2021. It was 20.3 billion. A billion is 1,000 million. It has 9 zeros, right? So in 2023, 2024, it more than doubled to 46.6 to 46.6, 46.6. So from 20.3, double, it would have been 20.3 times 2 is 40.6. It more than doubled to 46.5 billion. That's 46,000 million. A billion has 1,000. It has 9 zeros. A billion is 1,000 million. Look at that. This is from CBC, official Canadian Bank of Canada official number. Bank of Canada official numbers. Bank of Canada official numbers. See? It's sad. So my brothers and sisters, there's no other way but my DRT theory. So again, I show to you in 2020, 2021, to service the debt to pay the interest was 20.3 billion, right? A billion is 1,000 million. So it more than doubled in 3 years, right? More than double. So the only solution is my DRT, called the debt refusion theory, for the creation of what I call the UE, the Universal Exchange Rate, which I'm not going to explain. There's no other way. I'm proud to say I have the solution. It has to be implemented all public and private partnership. Governments of North America, Bill Gates, Scorpio brother, Larry Fink, Scorpio brother, Joe Biden, and all institutions and organizations. Bank of Canada, Federal Reserve, my citizen sister, Christia Freeland. Support the DRT, support the DRT, support the DRT. The debt refusion theory. So take all private and public debt. My debt as a private citizen is $10,500. My $10,500 plus yours, plus all my Quebec nation citizens, brothers and sisters, family, and Canadians coast to coast, with my Mexican brothers and sisters, Haitians in Haiti, right that way is part of North America, the collective North American civilization, Jamaica, the islands, USA, United States of America, where I was born twice in past lives, and post 1776, both times in those previous incarnations. That way I served in the United States Army, that way both times. I've served in the United States Army both times, that way, right there. And of course, I've served both times in the United States Army. So there's no other way but the DRT, the debt refusion theory. The DRT, debt refusion theory. The DRT, no other way. What's happening now financially. So I'm going to explain this. So take all public and private debt, and keep in mind that my theory, the DRT, standing for debt refusion theory, includes monetary integration theory, which is of course what they did in the European Union. When the Germans, they got rid of the Deutsche Mark, the Italians, they got rid of the lira, the French got rid of the franc, and they adopted a common currency called the euro, right? Many countries adopted it, and some have kept their older currencies, some have kept their older currencies, some have kept their older currencies, but yours truly is here on saying that we need to create the UE. But the UE will be at par what the United States dollar is, because the United States dollar is still the currency of choice for international finance, world trade, and global commerce, right? The United States dollar still is the #1 currency of choice in international finance, global trade, and world finance. In global trade, international finance, and world trade, the United States dollar is still the international currency of choice in world trade, international finance, and world commerce, right? It still is today. So I'm doing this march. Survivor of COVID, asked me with amnesia, Asperger's, and philosopher, artist, activist here on the mountain. My second home on the mountain here, on the second home, on the mountain. Joyous, a little bit financially stressed, but my fitness journey continues. So the DRT, debt refusion theory, which includes the monetary integration, taking all private and public debt, refuse it, all the debt of Canada, public and private. It's going to be in the trillions. United States, Mexico, do the conversion from Canadian dollars to United States dollars, from Mexican pesos to Mexican pesos. It can be extended throughout Pan America, and of course, it could also be for the Haitian gourd, other currencies converted to the United States dollar. So take all the debt, public and private, and with that money converted into US dollar, we'll finance the initial money supply of this new, or North American and global, with the Bank of International Settlements, with the BIS, with the Bank of International Settlements, with the BIS, and the Bank of International Settlements, with the Bank of International Settlements, with the BIS, Bank of International Settlements. Just want to get it out of the way for the ski and the fellow skier there, and just gonna deviate to the left here. So take all the public and the private debt, refuse it, and create what I call the Universal Exchange Unit, the UE, and it's gonna be equal to the United States dollar. So the UE stands for Universal Exchange, and preferably by biometrics. Says the hand, the voice, the eye are unique biometric identifier. The hand, the voice, and the eye are unique biometric identifier. The hand, the voice, and the eye are unique biometric identifier. Create the Universal Exchange Unit. Universal Exchange Unit. The Universal Exchange Unit. Preferably by biometrics. So this UE going to be at par with the United States dollar. All the public and the private debt will be the initial money supply of this new financial institution, to issue the UE, the Universal Exchange Unit. Because what is money? It's to buy, sell. What is money? It's to buy, sell. What is money? It's fundamentally to buy, sell. To buy, sell. Wall Street closed 70 minutes ago. Wall Street just closed 70 minutes ago. Wall Street just closed 7 minutes ago. Please, anybody Wall Street, y'all know y'all get energy from Hydro-Quebec Clean Zero Pollution Energy, and please give 10% of every million profit. Short selling, trading, options, put stocks. Give 10% of a million. 10% of a million is 100,000 divided by 4. That's 25,000 for 4 different causes. You can give. Look at that beautiful sunset. Sun now rising, now sets, and it's just a majesty, and I really love it. I also feel like I'm gonna go take some more pictures that way now. Gonna go deviate, just take some pictures of the sunset right there, where of course it's where citizens of course skate. Because look at that beautiful sunset, of which I'm grateful for, but I gotta be watching for it because you got ski places that are designated for my fellow brothers and sisters who do the skiing, so I don't want to impede, you know, my liberty, my security with their security and liberty and joy, because it's my joy and work, and coming to the mountain is part work, part hobby, part investment in health, mental health, fitness health, to work out, train, exercise, and come here in nature on the mountain. From civilization, you start from where, and I love both civilization and nature. They gotta go hand in hand, gotta work together, but we gotta be the doing, the gratitude, gotta be the dragon army, gotta be the dancing goddess army, gotta be that DGA and that DA, Dragon Army, complementary covenant and cooperative institutions. Look at that beautiful sun. I'm gonna go in it. Yeah, I'm so grateful now. The sun's piercing my Pope, the King. The sun is piercing those skies, so I can go glance a little bit and continue the theorizing. So take all public and private debt, refuse it, create a new currency called the UE, Universal Exchange Unit, Universal Exchange, Universal Exchange. Oh yeah, look at that beauty. Gonna take some good pictures. So the universal exchange rate is gonna be equal to the United States dollar, and then we're gonna set an interest rates of 10% minimum, 10% minimum, 10% minimum interest on all loans thereafter is gonna be 10% minimum, no higher than 10%. So that's gonna be the maximum of all the interest rates. So gonna take a little bit of that beautiful, fellow citizens who come to work out here, but gotta take a little bit of time to appreciate the beautiful sunset and take a little bit of pictures with it. Be grateful. You know, again. Oh shit! Kind of fell down a little bit. I put it again to get it right here so it doesn't fall. Let's see. 418, we're gonna switch to that French, because c'est la belle province. Et on est sur la montagne, à bas de Cap d'Acier, mes chers. Bienvenue, on s'en va aujourd'hui pour les chauffeurs d'autobus. Je vais dire, comme toujours, ma gratitude. Ah, c'est bas de Cap d'Acier, je suis à ma deuxième maison sur le Mont-Royal. Puis on s'en va jusqu'en haut. On va faire le tour comme un serpent. J'ai adoré voir le coucher du soleil. Et je pense que là, les jours augmentent. Puis de 1 minute, 2 minutes à chaque jour, c'est plus loin le coucher du soleil. Puis bien sûr, ici, en étant sur la montagne, ben, ça fait comme bien sûr une affaire, une entente que j'ai, bien sûr. Puis c'est avec moi-même, puis la montagne, c'est comme ma deuxième maison. Puis on est ici aussi sur Montréal en appréciant la nature. Puis je viens, vous avez vu d'où que je viens, mais on vient de la nature. Puis on vient dans la nature de la civilisation. Vous avez les skis qui font du ski, bien sûr. Puis ça skie, mais j'aime ça quand ils font du ski. Puis ouais. Font du ski, j'aime ça. À l'entraînement physique, mais citoyens, je vous encourage, puis je vous fais un petit rappel que votre conditionnement physique, ça commence dès aujourd'hui. Puis je vous salue ceux qui sont venus à la montagne. Ici, en faisant du ski, on a une piste, une belle piste, comme vous avez vu, mes citoyennes, que je considère comme ma famille, parce que vous êtes ma famille québécoise, vous n'avez pas le choix, mais des fois on est dysfonctionnel, mais vous n'avez pas le choix, mais vous proposez en mariage la belle province de Québécois, l'Amérique du Nord ensemble, puis on est ici sur le Mont-Royal, dans la neige, on danse même l'hiver, hein, Québécoise, fait que aujourd'hui on s'en va pour les chauffeurs d'autobus. Cette marche est dédiée spéciale à l'entraînement Rock&Roll pour bien sûr les chauffeurs d'autobus. Les chauffeurs d'autobus aujourd'hui, qui sont en train de faire sur la route, les chauffeurs d'autobus publics, bien sûr, moi je ne conduis pas, je conduis ces bottes de Cap d'Acier la plupart du temps, surtout depuis février 2020, quand je suis mort de la COVID, c'était la mort, la pestilence puis la maladie. C'était comme la mort, la pestilence puis la maladie. C'était comme la mort, la pestilence puis la maladie quand je l'ai eu. Puis, je suis en train de renaître. Je suis mort sur l'île de Montréal. Je suis en train de renaître sur l'île de Montréal. Je suis mort sur l'île de Montréal. Ça va faire 4 ans bientôt. Hein, comme au début, en fin de janvier, au début, jusqu'à mi-février à peu près. Quasiment 22 jours février au début, puis en mai, puis vers la fin de février, j'étais vraiment malade, puis c'était comme je suis mort, puis j'étais en train de renaître. C'est 2020 que je l'ai eu, fait que c'est comme si je renais maintenant, puis avec le soleil, mon peuple qui danse, puis avec des chansons que je vous ai écrites dans la cote, que je vais vous livrer, puis avant tout que je continue, je veux dire ma gratitude. J'ai payé mon loyer pour le mois de janvier, j'ai payé ma facture d'électricité Hydro-Québec quand on construit d'autres centrales. J'ai payé ma facture d'électricité, j'ai du café, puis c'était plus de la nourriture, puis je suis si content d'avoir venu sur la montagne, puis ça fait toujours du bien quand je viens ici chez nous, puis quand je vois des gens qui font du jogging, parce qu'on s'entraîne sur la montagne quand même, puis on fait de l'entraînement physique. Ici, c'est fermé pour l'hiver quand même, mais je ne peux pas y aller, le sentier est fermé, d'habitude on va par là, mais comme les serpents qui sont des chemins, mais là on est quand même sur la route principale, il y a quand même du monde, mais ne m'attendez pas qu'il y ait tant de monde parce qu'il fait quand même un petit peu fret aujourd'hui, il y a moins 16, mais nos frères et sœurs dans l'Alberta à l'ouest, les moins 44, là, moins 44, j'ai entendu moins 44 des records 3 jours de suite, vendredi, samedi puis dimanche, il y a eu des records, fait que ça a fait quand même un beau paquet d'hiver qu'ils ont eu, fait que hier j'ai fait de la marche en solidarité avec eux autres, fait que aujourd'hui on s'en va, puis on s'en va à la marche, puis on salue nos citoyens qui sont venus faire du ski, faire de la randonnée, puis même du jogging, puis c'est une belle place. L'air, il est quand même frais, mais c'est une bonne qualité de l'air. Hein. Il y a quand même les arbres qui émanent une bonne qualité de l'air, surtout les arbres là-bas, qui sont toujours verts, bien sûr, puis je pense que ça glisse un peu. Faut voir si vous n'avez pas les pneus d'hiver, comme il va s'en débrouiller, je pense, pour en sortir, il se débrouille, ouais, et avance. Mais quand même, si je peux le pousser, mais quand même, parce que c'est en pente, il y a un danger. Si j'offre l'aide, mais je pense qu'il se débrouille, il a commencé à bouger, je pense qu'il va se débrouiller, parce que, ouais, les pneus d'hiver, ouais. Des fois, c'est juste, il faut sortir par l'autre bord, des fois, ou par l'autre, c'est ça, parce qu'il est sorti de la mauvaise barre. Ça aurait dû sortir par l'autre bord, mon cher, là. C'est avisé parce qu'il y a une autre sortie par l'autre bord, là. Je pense que cette sortie-là n'est pas si bonne. Fait que s'il va sortir par l'autre bord, c'est parce qu'il y a 2 sorties. Mais il va se débrouiller tranquillement. Puis La neige, là. Oh, regardez le soleil. Regardez le soleil, ouais. Il recule, il a décidé de... Il recule parce que là, ça monte. C'est quand même dangereux, fait qu'il va falloir qu'il aille tranquillement par là que les autres y ont. Parce qu'il y a deux sorties, puis il y a plusieurs entrées par là. Ça monte en pente pour sortir par là, pour sortir par là, mais c'est mieux s'il sort par l'autre bord là-bas. C'est de préférence. S'il recule, puis il recule jusqu'au bord, il va se rendre compte. Regardez le soleil, comment il y a le pape, le soleil. Et voilà, on s'en va jusqu'au sommet, puis on va aller en arrière. Donc, je veux construire avec votre aide, bien sûr, le temple de la déesse qui danse avec la maison du dragon. Puis vous voyez ce chemin-là ici, c'est le chemin principal, mais vous savez que moi j'aime ça prendre... C'est rare que je prenne le chemin principal, mais comme ça je veux sortir par l'autre bord. On va aller faire le tour, mais on va juste sortir par l'autre bord. On va prendre le chemin principal maintenant, puis on va sortir par ici. Ça fait comme des serpents, ça fait comme des serpents, mais bon, avant que je continue, je veux dire ma gratitude. J'ai payé mon loyer pour le mois de janvier. J'ai payé ma facture d'électricité, j'ai du café puis du thé. J'ai payé mon loyer, j'ai payé ma facture d'électricité, j'ai du café puis du thé. Puis bien sûr, j'ai de la nourriture, puis du cerveau, puis ça va faire. Et la gratitude, j'ai payé mon loyer, j'ai payé ma facture d'électricité, puis j'ai du café, de la nourriture, puis du thé, puis quand même, je me sens, ben, j'étais en crise financière de 10 500, mais quand même des bonnes chansons que j'ai composées juste aujourd'hui, puis à chaque jour, puis en tant qu'aspire avec amnésie, l'amnésie rétrograde, regardez, l'amnésie rétrograde, ben, c'est une condition que j'ai, puis sûrement où je vivais avant, à cause de, vous voyez, le corbeau, il s'est dit, ben, pas grave, aujourd'hui on t'encourage, Légion protège allégeance Légion. Avec du rock&roll, le soleil, mon papa, je vous chante les corbeaux qui dansent. Ah, on danse québécois dans la neige, même l'hiver sur le Mont-Royal, regarde le soleil, mon pape. Ça brille, belle, chez nous. Eh oui, mon corbeau, je t'aime moi aussi, Légion. Ah, j'adore les corbeaux. Donc, en tant que j'ai l'Asperger's puis l'amnésie, le double A, et que je suis un artiste, athlète et philosophe qui aime ça, l'entraînement physique, puis qui est sorti de la dépression, puis de suicide il y a 6 ans. La 6 ans, ben, j'ai sorti de la dépression, puis de suicidaire, puis ça a fait du bien. Je dis, ben, tellement de choses à faire. C'est qu'est-ce qui m'a fait sortir de la dépression? J'ai traversé le Canada de côte à côte, de l'est à l'ouest, avec ma soeur anonyme. Si je fais 1 million, je donne la moitié. La meilleure femme que je connais. Si je fais 1 milliard, je donne la moitié. Si je fais 1 trillion, je donne la moitié. La meilleure femme au monde. Puis je suis bien sûr, j'ai traversé de côte à côte, de côte à côte, de côte à côte. J'ai traversé de côte à côte, puis bien sûr, ayant traversé de côte à côte, je suis sorti de la dépression. Je dis tellement de choses en vivre au Canada, d'un bout à l'autre, d'un océan à l'océan, de marée à marée masquée, d'un océan à l'océan. Je suis sorti de la dépression, j'ai commencé à m'entraîner, j'ai perdu 77 livres, j'ai fait mon entraînement physique, j'ai composé des analyses en géopolitique parce que je suis un analyste en géopolitique indépendant, un philosophe et artiste athlète qui a l'amnésie puis l'Asperger's. L'Asperger's fait partie d'une minorité en tant que je suis aussi androgène pansexuel. Ben, j'étais un dragon arc-en-ciel, qu'est-ce que vous voulez? Vous avez moitié-moitié androgène, 50-50, androgène pansexuel. Androgène, pansexuel, mais avec Asperger, je fais partie d'une humanité, même pas 1 sur 300, même pas 1 sur 300, même pas 1 sur 300. Puis vous voyez, je fais des gestes un peu rituels avec la main où je passe des fois la coupe avant de boire d'une main à l'autre, puis là je bois, puis je répète des choses, puis je suis obsédé par certains sujets comme les aspis, on a ça, on est une minorité qui on est, quand on discute puis on analyse des sujets qu'on est obsédé par. Comme moi-même, je peux vous en parler de la géopolitique, puis faire des analyses profondes, puis des sujets, puis en parler pendant des heures avec intensité, puis avec des mots peut-être un peu qu'on n'utilise pas au quotidien, ou que ça fait c'est rarement qu'on va utiliser ces mots-là, puis pour faire cette analyse en géopolitique, ou les études de la civilisation. Et moi, je viens, en tant que philosophe, je vous ai présenté ma théorie de thèse qui s'appelle le privilège de la civilisation en parallèle et parallèlement avec le collectif de civilisation nord-américain, soit le Collectif de Civilisation nord-américain. Donc nous autres Québécois et Québécoises, on fait partie ici à Montréal, puis jusqu'au Mexique, on semble les Nord-Américains. Je dis souvent, vous êtes quoi? Mais je suis Québécois, Canadien, Nord-Américain, puis personnellement, je me sens pas en tant que membre d'une diaspora. J'ai pas le sentiment d'appartenance à un membre d'une diaspora. Personnellement, j'ai pas le sentiment comme d'appartenir à un membre d'une diaspora. Je me sens chez nous, au Québec, puis Montréal, puis les Canadiens, les Nord-Américains, les Québécois, puis on constitue ensemble un collectif de civilisation. Ben oui, je suis pour la paix mondiale, puis je peux être un citoyen du monde, mais bien sûr que j'y crois à la réincarnation, puis je suis né plusieurs fois sur l'île de Montréal, ici, fait que je suis mort sur la COVID ici, puis je renais ici sur l'île de Montréal, puis ici, bien sûr, c'est chez nous, puis j'étais né dans d'autres vies antérieures, direct ici sur l'île de Montréal, puis direct sans montagne, puis maintenant je vais prendre une couple de photos avant de faire de la danse pour les enfants, les joueurs qui dansent. Pour la jeunesse qui danse, ça tape des mains, regarde. Pour les jeunes et les vieux, pour tous les âges, regarde fou. Des chez nous, des bisous. Pour les fermiers, pour aujourd'hui, pour les chauffeurs d'autobus. Aujourd'hui, pour les chauffeurs d'autobus publics à l'Amérique du Nord. Aujourd'hui, pour les chauffeurs d'autobus de l'Amérique du Nord en premier. Aujourd'hui, pour les chauffeurs d'autobus de l'Amérique du Nord en premier. Et premièrement, on va dire, and we made it to the mountain, to the top. Here is what we got. Dancing goddess and the dragon kingdom on the block. Your rainbow dragon, we gonna sing it, we gonna love it. On the Montreal we hugging. On the Montreal we hug. Rock and roll up in the boat. Rock and roll up in the snow. Rock and roll up in the road. Rock and roll up in the go. Rock and roll up in the go. Rock and roll up in the snow. Up in the Montreal, you know. We gonna sing it, we gonna fling it. We gonna fling it, we gonna sing it. We gonna fling it, we gonna sing it for the crows, we love it. And here is Montreal, we snow it. There's the skyscrapers, butchers, and the bakers, and the construction workers. For those on those cranes, up they go, up in the lanes. For those on the cranes, they be go up in the lanes. They be go up in the dame. They be bridges building. They be firefighters love them. Firefighters and the butchers and the nurses all across this North America gotta sing it. For the mountain and the mountain. On the mountain here we love it. For the lovers here we butchers. For the lovers here we truckers. For the lovers here we sucking. And we sucking and we butching and we singing and we licking and we kissing and we freaking. For the butchers and the truckers and the nurses and the doctors, we gotta love him. For the farmers, for the squashes and those cooks and the butchers and the bakers, they gotta get some cook. For the bread and for the sausage, for the construction workers, for the hydro. They be building me some towers, they be building me more center. For us, me and you and us, we gonna sing it Tango Plus. We gonna sing it Tango Plus. For the rocks and for the Montreal, here we go another dime, here we go another time, here we go another bridge, another snow, another row, another low, another kiss, another flow. Another dragon, rock and roll, another dragon, rock and roll, rock and roll. Et voilà, on est rendu sur le Mont-Royal, là. Une chanson. Et regarde les gratte-ciels de l'île, la métropole. On voit les montagnes juste en arrière. Le bleu ciel, les drapeaux dans les airs. Et que ça danse, puis que ça chante. Ça, c'est des gratte-ciels. Et regarde les montagnes en arrière, sur l'île métropole. Ça danse, ça bouge. Les mains dans les airs, toute la belle province. Faut que ça fasse dans la neige. Québécois et Québécoises, nous autres, on danse même l'hiver. Québécois et Québécoises, on danse dans la neige même l'hiver. Les drapeaux dans les airs. Et les mains que ça fasse. Une autre chanson pour que ça danse. Regarde, c'est la métropole. Bienvenue dans la belle province. Du rock-and-roll de votre dragon arc-en-ciel. Et des satellites dans les airs. Ah ouais, Elon Musk, apprends le français un peu. Let's go rock-and-roll. Pour les fermiers, pour les pompiers, pour les travailleurs en construction, avec du ciment et du béton. Et pour l'hydrocentrale de l'Hydro-Québec, pour les ponts et les montagnes, pour les fermiers, pour les courges. Faut que ça bouge. Tout le monde faut qu'on mange. Les camionneurs, Les infirmières, on vous aime, une négociation sur la table. Et regardez les gratte-ciels, avec les grues, ça construise, ça bâtisse. Hey, faut qu'il fasse attention, bon neveu, qui tombe. Regarde, une autre chanson. Les corbeaux noirs qui dansent, que ça se réchauffe, les dragons arc-en-ciel. Une autre chanson de la belle province du meilleur rock'n'roll 2024. Rock'n'roll 24 sur 24. Ça, c'est du rock'n'roll 2024. Rock'n'roll 24 sur 24. D'entraînement physique en temps supplémentaire overtime. Puis... du rock'n'roll, on va aller à la marche, on va faire la continuité de la marche. Comme ça jusqu'à l'autre bord. Puis... ça, c'est le gratte-ciel. La pyramide. Le gratte-ciel que je préfère avec la pyramide là-bas, c'est un beau gratte-ciel. J'adore le voir, c'est toujours bon quand je viens ici, je me sens bien. Puis avec les montagnes, en imaginant qu'il y a du monde qui se donne du câlin, des câlins, des bisous, puis les infirmières, puis les infirmiers, puis faire de l'entraînement physique, puis que je me rends au sommet, ça fait toujours du bien quand je vois du monde. Mais t'es en train de fumer un petit peu de pot, moi je fume pas, mais c'est légal chez nous, c'est légal. Fait que, en fait, ils ont entendu un peu de rock'n'roll, j'étais quand même loin, là, mais je voulais pas me rapprocher trop, mais fumer leur pot, ils font mal à personne, puis ils s'amusent, puis ils font bien, puis ensemble, fumer du pot sur Mont-Royal, c'est légal, puis moi j'aime ça la sandeur, j'en ai chez nous, mais ça fait longtemps que j'ai pas fumé, puis moi je prends pas vraiment de drogue, mais je suis pour la légalisation du cannabis. Ben, la cannabis est déjà légal, mais je veux dire, ben, comme pas les drogues qui nuisent, mais comme je serais pour la légalisation de la cocaïne peut-être. Puis la cocaïne, l'ecstasy, puis le speed, je serais pour légaliser ça parce que c'est à des raves puis tout ça, mais généralement je ne consomme pas de drogue moi-même. Comme j'ai dit, j'ai fumé un peu de cannabis durant la COVID, mais pas beaucoup. En 2020, 2021, juste un peu. 2-3 fois comme Saint-Jean, je pense, puis d'autres choses, 2-3 fois, mais à part ça, j'ai pas consommé. Mais ça me dérange pas, j'aime ça la senteur. Ils font bien, ils font mal à personne, puis qu'ils sont en sécurité, puis qu'ils s'amusent. Tu fumes du pot, tu regardes la ville, puis tu médites, tu vois les montagnes qui dansent, peut-être ça fait du bien, mais ça, il faut que ça soit fermé, mes chats, par exemple. Parce que sinon, ça rentre dedans, puis il y a toujours, parce que les écureuils, ils vont chercher de quoi, fait qu'il faut qu'on les ferme, puis le recyclage, ça va là, ça va pas dans la forêt, encore une fois, si vous pouvez faire attention, ne pas laisser des choses dans la forêt, puis pour que ça nuise, puis à l'environnement, parce qu'on a des lapins, on a des écureuils, on a des éperviers, on a toutes sortes de flores puis de faune, puis ils ont fait tellement de plantations durant l'été que si on nuise à l'environnement, tu sais, une zone de plantation, c'est écrit juste là, zone de plantation, merci ceux qui ont fait de la plantation, tu sais, ça prend des bras, ça prend du monde qui le fasse, puis ça prend un peu de vigueur, puis ça prend un peu d'affaires, puis d'enfer, tu sais, puis d'enfer, ça prend un peu d'enfer, puis qui en fasse, puis c'est des zones de plantation, puis travaux de plantation pour refermer ce passage, puis ici, sur Mont-Royal, j'aime ça venir, puis j'aime ça voir les gens qui viennent, puis bien sûr, ils s'entraînent ou qui viennent avec les chiens, qui viennent avec les enfants, puis des fois, s'il y a des enfants, je chante moins de rock'n'roll, moins fort, mais bien sûr, je fais du rock'n'roll parce que je mets aussi des vidéos sur Facebook. Ben, encore une fois, la gratitude. Aujourd'hui, le 15 janvier, mon loyer est payé, ma facture d'électricité est payée, puis j'ai du café puis du thé, puis on va rentrer vers ce serpent ici, même si il y a eu du déneigement, mais on va rentrer comme ça par le serpent, puis on va rentrer dedans où je veux construire le temple du dragon, puis on va sortir par l'autre bord, parce que bien sûr on est à la marche du dragon, tu sais, c'est une marche quand même puissante, tu sais. C'est une marche quand même puissante, c'est une marche de puissance qu'on fait, puis c'est une marche d'entraînement physique, c'est mon investissement dans le corps, puis encore une fois, je vous encourage de faire l'entraînement physique, puis faire l'entraînement physique, c'est important pour moi, pour la santé mentale, tu sais, c'est bon avoir de l'internet, puis des médias sociaux, puis téléphone intelligent, puis les satellites, mais ça prend les deux, ça prend le cerveau, puis le muscle, et voilà, il fait bien. Ça va sur le ski, puis l'encourage à continuer, puis les gens qui commencent leur activité physique, qui en 2024, votre conditionnement physique, ça commence dès aujourd'hui méchant, puis je veux pas être dans les gens, fait que je vais me garder ici sur le chemin comme ça, sur le côté. Aller sur le côté ici. On n'a pas à être ski. Ma tasse de chemin, je vais aller voir parce que je veux pas encombrer à leur activité, hein, parce que il y a des chemins qui sont plus pour le ski puis plus pour la randonnée, genre, mais ici c'est un chemin où je vois qu'il y a ici sur le côté, si je marche, je me tiens par la droite, je vais pas encombrer au skieur, parce que tu vois ici, au bord ici, là-bas plus loin, c'est pour le ski. Fait que il faut que je me garde un peu comme vers la droite, c'est ça que je vais faire, parce que je veux pas encombrer puis nuire à mes citoyens, citoyennes puis, qui font du ski. Je veux pas les encombrer, et dans leurs jambes, en bon québécois, et dans leurs jambes, puis être dans leurs jambes, tu sais, puis qu'ils fassent de l'exercice physique, puis qu'ils se famillent, puis on est une grosse famille, des fois dysfonctionnelle, puis on va adopter, Dragon Arc-en-Ciel, adopter la belle province qui est ici, puis qui aime faire l'entraînement physique, zone de plantation, puis c'est une zone de plantation, mais ici, oui, une zone de plantation, c'est pour ça qu'il faut pas faire des activités qui nuisent à l'environnement. Ah, ok, la piste, elle va comme ça, c'est un serpent ici, on s'en va sur l'autre serpent, vous voyez, s'il n'y a pas de piste de ski, la piste est juste là. Fait qu'ici, elle est faite spécialement avec les machines pour les skieurs. Fait que merci les travailleurs publics parce que ça c'est public. Ça coûte rien. Si vous avez les skis, vous pouvez venir faire du ski. Ça coûte rien. Si vous venez faire du ski, ben, venez faire du ski. Ça c'est une zone de plantation. Puis, that's it, that's all. Et ici, on est en arrière. Puis, on est en arrière du belvédère. Et c'est ici, bien sûr, que je veux construire le temple de la déesse oublié avec la maison du dragon. J'ai juste besoin, ici en arrière, d'une pyramide. Simple, austère, sévère, en écarlate. La pyramide. Et la maison du dragon. Une chambre à coucher, une chambre à dormir, une chambre à dormir, une chambre à coucher, puis une salle de bain. 3 chambres ici. En pyramide, juste besoin de une petite place ici, en pyramide, tac, chambre à coucher, chambre à dormir, et une chambre pour la salle de bain, chambre à coucher, puis chambre à dormir. Ici, la maison du dragon, vis-à-vis, face à face, le temple de la déesse, un cercle jusqu'au ciel. Pour le 7 étages, pour faire des activités comme l'équinoxe, l'interprétation des rêves, puis bien sûr, l'interprétation des rêves, l'équinoxe, puis célébrer le tarot, puis la pleine lune, puis remercier la nature, puis la danse, puis les arts. À 7 étages, 7 couleurs, le temple de la déesse oubliée ici. S'il vous plaît, soutenez la construction. On s'en va parce que c'est vierge et face à face, la maison du dragon avec le temple de la déesse. Soutenez la théorie de la refusion de la dette. Je vais vous en parler maintenant de la refusion de la dette. Donc, la théorie de la refusion de la dette, c'est prendre toute la dette publique privée des Nord-Américains avec des noms moi-même en dette de 10 500. Oh, vous voyez, je suis en train de rester dans la neige. Je suis en train de foncer dans la neige. Parce que c'est vierge, it's virgin aussi. C'est vierge, fait que je laisse pas de marque ici quand je marque parce qu'il y a des roches ici. Hein. C'est des roches. Ça va être dans les autres vidéos ici où que je veux construire le temple de la déesse. Ici, il y a des roches, fait que ça fait un peu bizarre à mettre maintenant parce que c'est vierge, mais je vais laisser mes empreintes ici parce que c'est ici avec votre aide de partenariat public-privé que je vais construire le temple de la déesse oubliée. Donc, on va aller dans la neige un peu, faire une consacration pour la déesse. Nous, les étoiles, Télém. Et voilà, ici, avec votre aide, le temple de la déesse qu'on construit, bâti juste ici en un cercle 7 étages pour des activités comme la lecture du tarot, la danse, les rituels de la pleine lune, à chaque pleine lune, beaucoup de vin, puis de la danse, puis de la fête. Et la déesse a beaucoup de danse, des danses, de la danse et plus de danse. Avec des arts puis de l'activité comme l'interprétation des rêves, l'astrologie ici. Le temple de la déesse, oubliez s'il vous plaît, soutenez la construction du temple de la déesse, oubliez avec la maison du dragon, votre aspire artiste, athlète, philosophe qui danse le plus et qui chante du bon rock&roll pour 2024 pour la Renaissance. Avec la danse, puis des pompes, puis des billets de marche pour la belle province, pour le collectif de Civilisation dans l'Américain. Je vous invite à tous et toutes sur le Mont-Royal. Même mon premier ministre avec toute l'Assemblée nationale, puis ma Céline et toute la province ensemble, ma famille, des fois dysfonctionnelle, sur le Mont-Royal ici. Oh, je vous encourage à faire de l'entraînement physique. Le conditionnement physique commence aujourd'hui et soutenir la théorie de la refusion de la dette. Et je vous en parlais de la théorie de la dette maintenant. La refusion, la TRD, la théorie de la refusion de la dette. Qu'est-ce que c'est? C'est prendre toute la dette publique, privée des Québécois et Québécoises, toute la dette publique et privée des Québécois et Québécoises, ma dette personnelle, c'est de 10 500. Ma dette est de 10 500 personnellement. Et j'ai des bisous. Je fonde l'Empire. Premier empire fondé par les 718 trillions de bisous que j'ai. J'ai des billions, milliards. Des bisous, j'ai des millions, milliards. Des bisous. J'ai des millions, milliards, des bisous. Avec des bisous, du rock&roll, des châteaux et des câlins, je fonde le premier empire pour l'Union de l'Amérique du Nord dans une république démocratique. Pour l'Amérique du Nord, les Nord-Américains ont signé les Québécois à danse. Je fonde le premier royaume avec des bisous, des châteaux et des câlins, du rock&roll, des marches et puis l'entraînement physique avec ça. Donc, la théorie de la refusion de la dette, qu'est-ce que c'est? Ben, c'est prendre toute la dette publique et privée, puis ma théorie de la TRD, théorie de la refusion de la dette, inclut la théorie qui s'appelle la théorie d'intégration monétaire. C'est exactement ce qu'ils ont fait en Europe. Les Allemands, ils ont fini avec le Deutsche Mark. Ils ont fait de l'euro. Les Italiens ont fini avec la lira italienne. Ils ont remplacé par l'euro aussi les Français de la France. Ils ont laissé faire le franc. Puis ils ont installé à place qu'est-ce qu'ils appellent l'euro. Et nous autres, on va faire la même chose, mais par ma théorie de la refusion de la dette qui inclut la théorie de la intégration monétaire. C'est exactement ce qu'ils ont fait en Europe en remplaçant les monnaies qui ont eu auparavant, l'argent qu'ils ont eu auparavant, par une nouvelle monnaie ou l'argent. C'est l'euro, donc euro. Donc on va faire la même chose, puis on va faire le dollar. On va faire par le dollar américain, puis on va faire la création de ce que j'appelle l'unité d'échange universelle, le U.E.U. Unité d'échange universelle, égale au dollar américain, parce que le dollar américain est encore la monnaie de change universelle. Donc, prendre toute la dette publique privée, et en vue que le dollar américain des États-Unis est encore la monnaie de change pour les finances internationales, les échanges mondiaux, les affaires globales. On va faire en parallèle avec ce que l'argent des États-Unis a au jour, peut-être aujourd'hui à demain. Donc, toute la dette publique et privée, toute la dette publique et privée, toute la dette publique et privé, public et bien sûr privé, public, privé, public, public, privé. Donc toute la dette, la prendre, faire une refusion, donc prendre toute la dette, la faire un ramassage de toute la dette. Des Canadiennes, moi-même, mon 10 500 avec le vôtre, le mien. À public aussi, c'est rendu qu'on paye 46 milliards, .5, ça a plus que doublé en 3 ans. Le service, soit l'intérêt, c'est exactement l'intérêt de payer sur la dette. Ça a plus que doublé, là, fait que prendre toute la dette publique privée, le Canada, États-Unis, Haïti et l'Amérique du Nord, le Jamaïque, puis faire égal aux États-Unis avec cet argent-là qui est toute la dette publique privée, fonder une nouvelle institution financière, peut-être avec la Suisse Banque nationale, fonder une nouvelle monnaie, puis ça s'appelait l'unité d'échange universelle. C'est pour ça que j'appelle mon frère astrologique Scorpion Bill Gates, frère astrologique Scorpion Larry Fink, frère astrologique Joe Biden sur Scorpion le 20 novembre, mais ça peut être Lion, ça peut être tous les signes astrologiques, là, ça n'a pas vraiment exactement d'importance du signe astrologique, mais faire la théorie de la révision de la dette pour créer l'unité d'échange universelle. C'est ça qu'il faut retenir en point de vue principal. Donc, prendre toute la dette, puis toute la dette publique-privée, convertit la dette canadienne en dollars états-unis, le peso du Mexique en dollars des États-Unis, et bien sûr les autres en dollars du Canada puis au Mexique, puis bien sûr les autres affaires pour que ça soit. Et donc, faire tout ça, et bien sûr créer l'unité d'échange universelle. Unité d'échange universelle, égale avec le dollar américain, préférence biométrique, la main, l'œil puis la voix, c'est une unique, biométrique unique, fait que cette nouvelle monnaie, avec tout l'argent qui va être de la dette, ça a fondé initialement l'argent en circulation de l'unité d'échange universelle. Donc la création de cette nouvelle monnaie, de nouvelle institution financière qui va avoir cette monnaie nord-américaine ou même internationale globale, l'unité d'échange universelle. Puis bien sûr, ça va être cet argent qui va circuler, égal au dollar, puis on va faire le gel des prix pour voir l'inflation, le gel de tous les prix pour les biens. Parce que c'est ça l'argent fondamentalement, c'est acheter-vendre, c'est ça l'argent fondamentalement. Donc la création de l'unité d'échange universelle. And here we are where I want to build with your help. The House of the Dragon face to face with the Forgotten Goddess Temple. The Forgotten Goddess Temple. Right here, face to face with the House of the Dragon. All I need is a pyramid. 3 rooms, a sleeping quarters to sleep in, cook, kitchen to cook, bathroom to take a bath right here. House of the Dragon, scarlet, red, scarlet, right here. Chick in the back of the Belvedere, Mount Royal, Amour. Face to face with the Forgotten Goddess Temple. 7 stories high in a rainbow. 7 stories high like rainbow. 7 stories high rainbow. Rainbow 7 stories high right here. For activities such as full moon activities, the equinox, dancing, feasting, astrology sign, dream interpretation, astrology readings, dream interpretations, full moon activities for the equinox, the Forgotten Goddess Temple, or the Goddess Temple here. 7 stories high, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a circle, rainbow in a circle, rainbow right here. Forgotten Goddess Temple right here on this mountain, face to face with the House of the Dragon, and some by the headquarters of the Dancing Goddess in the Dragon Kingdom, and of course House of the Dragon for the Dragon Army, Dancing Goddess Army headquarters, the complementary covenant institutions, support the public-private partnership, the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Kingdom right here, the House of the Dragon and the House and the Dancing Goddess Kingdom right here, and support it as I go on back now. I'm gonna go back because it's been more than 2 hours, and from here to my place is more than 2 hours, so I just want to drill it more than yesterday, which is I got to do more than 4 hours today, and again I'm gonna do it because from here is about 2 hours and a half, so it's time to head back to my headquarters. Got a good drill, and we're gonna drill it some more once again for the bus drivers, also including my anonymous sister friend, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, and once again your fitness journey, brothers and sisters, commences today, starts now. Encourage you all to work out, train, exercise, and got that gratitude 24/7 rock and roll in the snow, rainbow dragon up in these trees. Support the Dancing Goddess, please. Dragon Army, here we go. On the marching steps, you know it blows. Blowing snow, blowing snow. Hey, they go up in the rainbow. Hey, for the truckers and the butchers and the bakers, gotta get it. In the nature, gotta sing it. In the civilization, gotta skyscrape it. Loving me, civilization. Foot in civilization or foot in nature. Just like I was many years of foot in the streets, foot in the libraries, read, and tens of thousands of books, and right now, you know, reading tens of thousands of books is sometimes we gotta just get doing, and of course sometimes we gotta just do and just imagine ourselves and just take a change. And I've been through change. I've been depressed and suicidal, and 6 years ago I crossed Canada coast to coast, got me out of being depressed, and so many things to live for. And I predicted the situation, what's happening today. I believe I bring to the table some solutions, not all. Some solutions, not all. You know, some solutions, not all. And far from being perfect, and gonna let my fellow citizens to skate. Wow, just love it. Am I just gotta stay to the right? Oh, I'm just gonna stay to the right because I don't want to impede my citizen brothers and sisters who are skating. And I see that somewhere, see, like on that side, that's for skating, so I gotta move to the right just out of consideration for my brothers and sisters who are skiing, because it's their joy, their liberty, their security with mine, because I'm working out, training, and I'm having fun, and it has to be balanced in equilibrium, because I'm in the public. It's not just my mountain, it's mine, yours, it's our mountain. It's our common property. That's why it's important not to pollute, and also to be mindful that some areas, like that area, is designated for skiing, right? So that's why it's best if I just go by this side, because that's mostly on that side for skiing. I could go by the side, but see, this is not skiing. Here you can't ski, but that's those big machines that pass, that made it so that the skiers ski there. So out of consideration for my fellow citizens, I'm gonna go by here, gonna go by here. I wanted to go by there, but I usually go, but see, part of it is designated for the skiers, and there's a lot of skiing going on, so you come ski with us. It's free. You just have to have the proper equipment, but it's free, and it's open to the public here. It's Mount Royal, my second home, but it's Mount Royal. It's my second home. But it's of course open to the public. Oh no, don't tell me you guys left some. That has to be recycled, see? Because there's bunnies here. See, those are bunny. Those are from the bunnies. See, yeah. Those are bunny feet. So don't leave stuff like this, please. See? That's for the bunnies, man. So it's important to recycle that, but nonetheless, those are, of course, we get it for the bunnies, man. It's important to recycle and to put to the garbage, and not to of course leave stuff. There's plenty of little places that are to explore on this mountain, and this is of course here is part of science, right? It's an antenna, just like on the other side is an antenna. So this might be radio, television, and I think it even has some cell phone towers around about. Even might be 5G, but in a parallel life, I'm a super scientist. In that parallel life, I also have that Asperger's, and of course, in that parallel life, I also have that Asperger's. But here it is, of course, and gonna go by it and see, meditate. And in the parallel life, again, I know everything about it, but in this life, of course, I'm a philosopher, artist, athlete, but in the parallel life I know everything about this. So anyways, gonna head back now to headquarters because it's sunset, but there's another antenna there, and gonna rock and roll again for the bus drivers. See all the bus drivers now across North America providing services, thinking about them, and how are their finances, how's their mental health, you know, because we gotta appreciate, man, we gotta appreciate that all sorts of work. You know, I'm a philosopher, artist, athlete, independent athlete and philosopher, and I always appreciate all things and see how the interconnectedness. See all those lights, see now popping up in my head is all the dams across Quebec who are operating so that we have clean, zero pollution, zero emission energy, almost. And myself doing this work with the laptop. It's the work tools which we got. Sometimes we gotta use. If you have, you know, this YZ, you gotta use that, right? You gotta use that. You gotta give it a little bit of what we got. Gotta use a little bit of what we got. You know, everything that we got, the tools, and we gotta get that antenna and art, and gotta get those batteries and XYZ. I'm meditating about Western Canada now. Is it still today that cold as it was yesterday? Minus 44, Saturday minus 44, Friday minus 44. Today's Monday. Imagining drill scenarios, emergencies. You know, we're gonna have to have emergency. What if it's becoming cold next week? What if we get minus 44 and the power grid doesn't function? We gotta get those candles, those matches, and food and blankets. Blankets, matches, food, right? Food, matches, blankets. Candles and matches and blankets and food. Right? This is where we're gonna go drill, man. You see all that mountain. That's Ultraman. You see all those lights. How beautiful. See? All those lights there now appearing pop because it's sunset. See, people are utilizing now. It's time to use. What time it is? It's 4:29. So people are starting to use more lights now. Look at the moon. Sometimes you just gotta look up, and looking up now, seeing this beautiful sky, and the moon's getting fuller. It's not yet full, but it's gonna get there. Here we got a little bit of this, and we got a little bit of that, and we got all this island surrounded by a big river. Thinking about bus drivers going east, west, north, south. Bus drivers here in this city and throughout Quebec, throughout Canada, throughout North America, Canada, US, Mexico. Mexico, US, Canada, Canada, United States, Mexico. How the buses in Mexico. How the buses in New York. Buses in the United States, different states. You got New York State, California, East Coast, West Coast. You got Texas. You got here Quebec, Ontario. You got the Atlantic, Nova Scotia. You got the prairies, Saskatchewan. We got Saskatchewan. We got Manitoba. We got all the way to BC. We got provinces and territories. Then we got states. We got Arkansas. We got Kansas. We got North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida. We got Louisiana. Jumping from east, west, north, south. We got Texas, New Mexico. We got Mexico. I think Mexico got divided in 13, if I'm not mistaken. 13 different kind of like states, right? 13 or 11? 13. I got to double check when I get back. 13 or 11 different states. I know you got Juarez, right? You got Baja California. You got Mexico City, which is a huge metropolis. Montreal is the second biggest, most populated city in Canada. First in Quebec. 8th in North America. 7 or 8 in North America. We've got millions of people living just in Montreal. Metropolis, we've got metropolitan areas. The buses go east, west, north, south. Buses now transporting nurses, doctors, grocery store clerks, children, youth. Get for the bus drivers today, meditating on all them. Now we got to get interconnected with satellites and 5G Dragonomy to monitor all public. You know, so we got to kind of do this 21st century now. I got to secure public and private. I got to get the public-private partnership. See here you got the big antennas. It's television, radio, in a parallel life. I know what it's about. It translates just our cell phones also function on radio waves, right? Our cell phones function on radio waves. Our cell phones function on radio waves. Our cell phones function on radio waves. Our cell phones function on radio waves as well. Audio, video, transmitted 3G, 4G is the transmissions, right? Is the transmissions. So you got that 3G, 4G there. I think those pizza ones are even 5G, you know? Even 5G, those pizza ones. So you got telecommunications in the parallel life. I'm a super scientist. I design, build, create satellites, super satellites, microchips, ICBMs, and all gadgets of radio and telecommunication. I'm a scientist. In this life, well, I am a philosopher, an artist, mostly design on philosophy and a mystic, a spiritual, universal spiritual teaching student. Many things I don't know. I know civilization is a privilege. Mother Nature is a great scientist and artist, and I'm learning every day. See, that's Hydro-Quebec. Thank you, Hydro-Quebec. Go, Hydro-Quebec, go. We've got to secure food, housing, transport, encourage people to work out, train, exercise. Coast to coast, coast to coast, coast to coast. Got to get tourism, man. Got to get intra-tourist activities. People to do touristic. People to do tourism. Right? Pan-American tourist protocols, Pan-American tourist protocols, Pan-American tourist protocols for people to see Latin America, Central America, North America. For us North Americans to go Central and South America. For Central Americans and Latin Americans, my brothers and sisters, I learned a little bit of Spanish, and where I live now, it's been many years, 7-8 years, that it's French, English, and Spanish. 7-8 years that it's French, English, and Spanish, and French, English, and Spanish. And past 7-8 years, it's French, English, and Spanish. I speak a little Spanish. I love Spanish. In past life incarnations was born, I met Simon Bolivar. In past previous incarnation, I met Simon Bolivar. In past previous incarnations, I met Simon Bolivar. You know, we speak a little bit of good Spanish. You know, sometimes we got to put aside differences, get that cooperation. Sometimes we compete, cooperative. Pan-American Cooperative Tourism Association. Pan-American Tourist Association, the Pan-American Tourist Association. We gotta get tourists, get people out of depression. People are depressed, lonely. You gotta come through will. If there's no will, you know, we gotta come from will. Will has to be some vigor, some joy, some energy, some willingness, you know, because I can talk about fitness, but I gotta do it. I'm now stepping, now on the mountain. Also a thinker, a philosopher, but also a doer. You know, je peux en parler, mais si je le fais pas, je le fais pas. Je peux en parler de l'entraînement physique, puis de ci, mais il faut que je le fasse. Il faut avoir la volonté par l'amour aussi. Si la volonté, je peux bien en parler, mais s'il n'y a pas d'action, ben, ça reste dans la théorie et la philosophie. Tu sais, je fais appel pour l'implémentation pour la saison de tourisme panaméricain. Tu sais, je pense que ça ferait du bien pour sortir de la dépression, pour explorer le continent américain. Donc, nous autres, Québécois, Canadiens, Nord-Américains, on est des Nord-Américains. On fait partie d'une nouvelle constitution de complexe civilisationnel panaméricain. Non, je suis panaméricain aussi, Québécois, Canadien, panaméricain. Parce que on a les 4 langues, les millions qui parlent 4 langues principales, d'autres langues aussi, tu sais, 156 autres langues, mais principalement on parle l'anglais, le français, l'espagnol, et bien sûr, on parle le portugais au Brésil. Il y a quand même bien des personnes qui parlent le portugais. Le portugais, ça ressemble au français, ça vient de la base du latin, fait qu'on serait capable quand même d'apprendre plus facilement que d'autres langues qui ne sont pas latines, parce que l'espagnol aussi, ben des mots qui se ressemblent, la lecture, l'italien aussi. Les langues latines, c'est le français, l'espagnol, l'italien, bien sûr. L'italien, c'est plus proche du latin. Peut-être c'est le roumain le plus proche du latin. C'est-il le roumain le plus proche du latin? C'est le roumain, je pense. En tout cas, le roumain ou l'italien, c'est le plus proche de l'ancien latin, d'où le français se trouve. L'Empire romain, là, le latin. C'est le latin, c'est le portugais, le français, l'italien, le roumain, puis l'espagnol, l'italien, le roumain, le français, le portugais, puis le catalan aussi. Il y a 6 ou 7, je pense. 6 langues latines. La base, c'est le latin. Comme le français, la base, c'est le latin. Le français, notre français en nous autres, c'est la base, c'est le latin. Comme l'espagnol aussi, le roumain aussi, l'italien aussi. C'est des langues latines qu'on appelle. Quand on l'écrit, l'écriture, puis bien des mots qui se rassemblent. So we got English is not a Latin language, no Saxon, but of course we got some words which are crossed over from different language syntaxes and whatever have it in linguistics and whatever have it. I'm not gonna go Esperanto on you, but nonetheless, in Spanish is a Latin language, French, so they Portuguese, Romanian, Italian, Catalan, and so those are the Latin languages, right? Spanish, Italian, French, Portuguese, Romanian, Italian, Romanian, Portuguese, Spanish, French are Latin based from the Romans, ancient Romans. But you see in the USA, brothers and sisters, there's many on the United States dollar and the crests of the and all the states mottos. A lot of them are ancient Latin from the ancient Roman Empire, like the $1 bill. The motto anno corpus, on the United States dollar bill, ore pluribus unum. Even Canada, it's Latin. The motto ad mare ut masc ad mare, from sea to sea, ad mare ut masc ad mare, it's Latin, right? So we also got that, and we gotta also be mindful of that. So today, calling for the creation of the UE, marching first and foremost, but not only for the bus drivers. Aujourd'hui, je fais appel à l'implémentation de ma trinité de théorie, puis bien sûr à la création de l'unité d'échange universelle à cette marche Rock&Roll pour les chauffeurs d'autobus. En parlant d'autobus, il y en a un là. There's a bus. Thank you, bus drivers. I took the bus a lot of times in past 7 years. J'ai pris aussi l'autobus, mais plein de fois durant les 7 années qui passent, tu sais. J'en ai pris pas mal l'autobus. I took the bus a long time, and for a long time, j'ai pris l'autobus plein de fois, puis a long time. So here we are, exiting, but I'm just gonna. I'm just gonna put my coat a bit because it's actually chilly, so just gonna go to the bench and put my coat on my coat because it's getting colder and this wind and the temperature dropped. That's what they say. I'm going back home, down. Here I came back by there, see? So I went by there to the mountain, I came back the snake, comme le serpent, j'ai fait comme serpent, the coiled snake, and I went like that, right? So I went there, and I just wanna do a little bit of good. You do good, and it's the bus driver. The bus, driven by a bus driver, of course. The bus is driven by a bus driver. And I came to there. Je suis venu par là, tu sais. And here I am. Another bus driver. Saluting the buses. It is autobus. I'm just gonna put my hoodie on and buckle up. Buckle up a bit because it's getting kind of cold, so I just want to put a little bit of this on me. Je dois mettre un peu. On va faire chauffer un peu. I just gotta put a little bit of this. Yeah, now feels good. Now feels good. Now feels good. Huh? There we go, we're gonna go. So the bus drivers, you know, we gotta get to that bus drivers. And there we go. Towards the sunset, we go west. West, west, à l'ouest. On retourne à l'ouest. Et voilà. On s'en va, on fait une méditation sur les chauffeurs d'autobus and the bus drivers. Gratitude for the bus drivers. Bus drivers, love you. And les chauffeurs d'autobus, thinking about them, what they need, how their finances, they need some hugs. I got rock and roll hugs. Qu'est-ce qui se passe avec les chauffeurs d'autobus de l'Amérique du Nord? Mais ils ont-ils besoin des câlins puis du rock and roll jané? Puis see, there's those horses, but the horses are not there now. Les chevaux ne sont pas là. Les chevaux ne sont pas là. Les chevaux ne sont pas là. Les chevaux de la police. It's the horses of the cops. Police force. Gotta get that dragon army, man. 21st century. Faut qu'on ait l'armée du dragon du 21e siècle. Du 21e siècle. Du 21e siècle. That 21st century. See, we're gonna build some here. Gonna cut some wood, man. Chop, chop, chop. This wood, ça va faire du chop, ça. On va aller voir, on va aller checker ça. Et voilà. Hey, yeah, that's beautiful. Look at this beauty. De quelle beauté, ça. Je trouve que c'est spécial. Hey, gotta get that wood, man. See, somebody's putting the wood to good use. Bon usage pour le... C'est le bois. B-O-I-S, le bois. Le bois, ça veut dire que c'est wood. W-O-O-D. Putting that wood to good use, man. Putting that wood to good use. Ah, look at the sky. I'm glad I got that sky like that. Je suis content que je retourne avec un beau ciel comme ça. Ça fait toujours du bien. Puis d'ici jusqu'à chez nous, c'est à peu près 2 heures. Hein, tenez-vous en tête aussi que d'ici jusqu'à chez nous, c'est 2 heures. Je vais marcher à bas de Cap d'Acier encore, going in these steel toe boots. As I'm marching now, you know. Look at that shadow. Shadow march. Shadow march. Shadow march. L'ombre. Shadow is l'ombre. Je vois mon ombre. Je vois mon ombre. Puis le bleu ciel, comment il est beau. Puis tenez-vous en tête que d'ici jusqu'à chez nous, ben, c'est encore quand même 2 heures. 13.3 km. 13.3 kilometers. 2 hours from here to my place. From here to my underground lair, going west, west, west. It's another 2 hours. So I'm gonna clock in more than 4 hours today. For sure, yesterday more than 3 hours. Today I'm aiming more than 4. Tomorrow I'm gonna aim more than 5. And after that I'm gonna aim more than 6 Wednesday. Aujourd'hui, parce qu'hier j'ai fait plus que 3 heures, je vais faire plus que 4 heures aujourd'hui. Puis j'augmente, comme on a semaine ça monte. J'augmente mes marches au Rock&Roll. Fait qu'aujourd'hui, ça va faire un gros plus que 4 heures. Hier, ça a fait plus que 3 heures. Aujourd'hui, plus que 4. Fait que demain, je vais essayer de faire plus que 5. Mardi, puis après ça, mercredi, plus que 6. You know, so that's that rock and roll as we go for the bus drivers on the road. That's that rock and roll dragging as we go for the bus drivers on the road. That's that rock and roll as we go for the bus drivers on the road. Salut pour les chauffeurs d'autobus qui sont sur la route. Les chauffeurs d'autobus qui sont sur la route. Qui sont sur la route. Puis ceux qui déneigent, la neige, les infirmiers, les affaires à manger. The farmers doing some food. See, that's that public workers, man. Salute. See that truck, On salute, that's getting that snow. 2.5 million people. Get that snow, get that salute. Sing some rock and roll for the public workers. Do rock and roll pour les travailleurs publics. Let's go. Rock and roll for the public workers on the road, clearing up the snow. Rock and roll for the public workers on the road, clearing up the snow. Rock and roll for the public workers on the road, clearing up the snow. Du rock'n'roll pour les camionneurs qui sont sur la route enlèvent la neige, le déneigement de chez nous, la belle province de Montréal, l'île, la métropole, le ciel le regarde. Il y a même un peu de rouge là-bas dans l'ouest. In the west, there's a little red. They're gonna go with a sled. So they're gonna clear up the snow as I go, as you go. We're gonna play a rainbow. Oh, we're gonna play a rainbow with a dragon, with a black one, with a white one. We're gonna push ups. For the bus drivers, for the cooks. Pour ceux qui font les produits alimentaires de chez nous, la belle province, les fermiers, les courges, et regarde sa patine, sa patinoire. You get that bilingual rock and roll 24/7, man. Let's learn a little bit of Spanish. Let's sing a little bit of Spanish now. Rare, but it's going to be more often in the coming days, weeks, and months. More Spanish in the coming days, weeks, and months. More Spanish in the coming days, weeks, and months. Bailamos un poquito dans la nieve. ¿Dónde va? Mi hermanos y hermanas. ¿Dónde está? Dame un beso. Un poquito bailamos. ¿Dónde está el vino? ¿Dónde está el vino? El cariño, dame beso. Bailamos la voz, el cielo. La mano, el cielo, hermano, hermana, que tenemos el dragón. Que somos juntos. Y podemos juntos bailar. Podemos juntos bailar de la nieve. El invierno, el enero. El invierno del enero. El invierno del enero no tiene dinero. Pero una canción de rock and roll como el fuego. Pero una canción de rock and roll como el fuego. Pero una canción de rock and roll como el fuego. Que bailamos juntos. De norteamericanos, el centro, el lado. Esta palabra, vamos, es rojo. Una canción de rock and roll. En español, vamos, un poquito bebemos de agua. Un poquito de agua. Un poquito de agua, baila la luna. We're gonna go get a little bit of hydrate and then we're gonna exit. So now we got that 5:20, so I wanna be back by 8. Je vais être de retour chez nous jusqu'à 8h, puis aller m'hydrater, mais regardez comment c'est beau le monde. It's a beautiful day, right? Just want to take one more time, a little bit of picture, man. It's super beautiful. See that sunset? C'est vraiment beau, je trouve, le coucher du soleil, puis ça fait comme une belle affaire, puis just take a little bit of blue eye. Yeah, I'm just gonna hurry up, try to do it. Try to get that photo, man.
Thanks anyways.
Thank you, Mercy. Skating, skating, skating. The ice rink, man. I love it. It's so nice. Nice skating rink, man. Take some pictures of this. I love it. J'adore ça quand je vois mon frère du ski, and I'm glad that I see people doing physical activity here, and it's always nice and always nice to do like that. See the sports there. Yeah, man. That sounds good. Moi j'ai pas ça. I love it, I love it, I love it. People skating on a mountain, and I love it. People on a mountain, I've been skating in a skating rink on Mount Royal. I've been loving it, some music, I've been loving it, some drinking, I've been loving it. Skating rink, it's fun. Yeah, but come skate. Come skate, come skate, come skate, and I love it. J'adore avoir le patinage, ça patine dans mes provinces, sur la montagne, c'est public. Et vous invite tous et toutes à envoyer mon premier ministre, on en prend un apprentissage ensemble. Toute l'Amérique du Nord au patinage. All North Americans. Ouais, mon saki. Hey, that's good. Hey, I got a little bit of that. That's about where we're gonna end it with that, because it's already late. So time to get back. C'est le temps que je retourne chez nous, dans ma grotte. It's time to head back to my lair. C'est le temps que je retourne chez nous, à ma grotte. Et dans ma grotte. Oh, par ici, par là, par là, par là, par là, par là, par là, on y va. On y va par ici. Moi, je vais aller par l'autre bord, mais par où que je vais? Ok, par là. I just want to go by that side. I'm gonna put some gloves because it's kind of cold. Ça fait du bien, j'adore ça. Le patinage. I like to see that skating, man. see, that's the skating rink. Public skating rink. C'est le patinage artistique. Et regardez, so I invite you all to come and have some fun here with us. It's public, c'est public. So y'all can come skate right there. And vous pouvez venir faire du patinage. Je vous invite juste là. C'est le patinoire. Et là-bas, c'est la glissade, and that's there's a sliding. So you can come and slide and skate and march and ski, so many activities. Just gotta get that winter with January. But winters are different nowadays, although today feels like it's a January day. It was supposed to be. Because I need my gloves and I need my scarf. And aujourd'hui, c'est qu'est-ce que ça devrait être pour le jour de janvier, il fait comme -7. Puis ça sent un peu plus, par exemple, parce que il fait plus fret que d'habitude. Mais aujourd'hui, c'est bien sûr qu'est-ce que ça doit l'être d'habitude. C'est quand même froid pour l'hiver. Là, puis on a besoin d'un foulard, puis besoin de serrer, bien sûr, de fermer le manteau, puis de s'habiller bien, mais je suis quand même double. Fait que... Oh, wow. Wow, that's a miracle. Is that a miracle or what? Yes. I dropped my laptop, but it didn't break. It's my work tool. And then somebody, maybe it's a good omen, somebody gonna finance me some GoPro. C'est un bon signe, quelqu'un va financer un GoPro, puis on y va, puis on s'en va vers l'ouest, vers ma grotte, le chauffeur d'autobus. Voilà l'autobus, merci le chauffeur d'autobus. J'ai pris beaucoup de fois, moi, l'autobus. Many times I took the bus myself. I had taken the bus many times. Many times I took the bus. Beaucoup de fois moi-même j'ai pris l'autobus public, l'autobus public. Cette marche, Rock&Roll, a été dédiée aux chauffeurs d'autobus en premier, mais toujours les infirmières, les camionneurs, les enseignants, les pompiers, tous les travailleurs des publics et des services publics. So of course, all this time, and I've been grateful, and today marching, of course, for those involved in the bus drivers and the public transit, bus drivers specifically, but always my anonymous sister friend, and the butchers, the bakers, the nurses, the firefighters, ambulance drivers, grocery store clerks, and all involved in the production and distribution of food, you know. And yep, gotta need to seal that coat. Although I got double, I got t-shirt and I got underpants, and gonna perhaps best if it's still cold like this tomorrow to take my thicker gloves. Mais je pense que c'est mieux si demain il fait froid comme ça de prendre les autres gants que je possède, d'autres gants. It's different. Des gants plus épais, thicker gloves, I guess. It's a bit on the windy side now, but still going. Gotta go back, so still gotta march. My workout is not finished. Mon entraînement physique, ma marche d'entraînement physique n'est pas finie parce que il me reste bien sûr d'ici jusqu'à chez nous. I got to go back to my headquarters from here, so I still got some time to go, and got that hoodie on, so I'm good. And thinking about the bus drivers now on the road across North America, their situation, doing an assumption, and meditation. Une méditation maintenant, je parle de leur situation, leurs besoins, their needs, their concerns, their fears and their desires, and you know, they got themselves as individuals, as I'm an individual part of a collective, the Québec, Canada, North American Collective Civilisation. Moi, en tant qu'individu, en tant que citoyen individuel, puis en tant que faisant partie du collectif de Civilisation nord-américain, puis en étant ici, puis en méditant sur ma situation, puis notre situation actuelle. I'm meditating on my situation and ours, not just myself as being an aspie with amnesia, but an artist, an athlete, philosopher, with presenting my dream, the dancing goddess in the dragon kingdom. Pas juste en tant qu'artiste athlète, mais en présentant mon rêve, le royaume de la déesse et du dragon qui danse. And we got all the systems, and we got systems. On a des systèmes, and we've got to do that interpretations, we got to do that interpretations, and a lot of people do interpret, they got to do interpretations. They're doing interpretations. They're doing voice artists, radio hacks, voice artists. Ils font des voix de l'artiste à la radio, ils font des voix de l'artiste à la radio. Une voix de l'artiste. À la radio, je vais entendre plus de gratitude. I want to hear more gratitude on the radio. On the radio, I want to hear more gratitude, more encouragement, people to public hygiene and working out, training, exercising. On the radio and television, je veux entendre plus de gratitude, d'encouragement, d'entraînement physique, puis à l'hygiène en public, So, we gotta detoxify. I had toxic in me. Hey, that's the Canadian Armed Forces right there. Canadian Armed Forces, ça c'est bien sûr les Forces armées du Canada, ici. We salute, gotta paint that red, and of course my brothers and sisters, my brother citizen Bill Blair, Chief of Defense, and it's important. If they're gonna put some uniform on, who are they defending? The children first. Canadians, 40 million Canadian family coast to coast, and it's important for them, the army, to go change some diapers in the daycares. It's important for those, before they put on the uniform, to go change some diapers in the daycares, and brothers and sisters got love, respect, big hugs, but put on the uniform. You gotta get that reform, man. Gotta get some changes. Mais je dis que si je mets l'uniforme, bien sûr, les forces armées canadiennes, je salue avec du respect, puis amour, puis gros câlins, des câlins, bisous, puis du rock-and-roll pour nos forces armées, puis bien sûr, je dis que s'ils mettent l'uniforme, ben, il faut qu'ils aillent changer, nettoyer, les enfants, dans les garderies, puis lire un livre que je vais écrire peut-être, puis j'en ai écrit, j'ai composé, puis j'ai écrit quotidien, puis bien sûr, puis besoin de soutien, support. And I write every day, I create every day as an artist. Philosopher on the march, un philosophe qui fait la création, puis je suis un philosophe en marche, puis un artiste qui a souffert beaucoup, suffered, struggled, but got that Aspie, Having Asperger's, it has been an obstacle, but all the curse and all blessing, curse and blessing. Entendre Asperger's, mais ça veut dire quand être maudit avec une bénédiction, un paradoxe. Voilà, c'est comme être maudit, puis avoir une bénédiction, être maudit, mais avoir une bénédiction, puis avoir l'Asperger's, avoir souffert de la dépression, puis perdu des amis, de l'emploi, employment, and all that. But see, with all that, Aspie, I created a super workout training program, which of course now parallels the situation of what's happening geopolitically. So with all that suffering, like the curse into a blessing, almost Asperger's and Rock&Roll, and I created a workout training program system, simple, effective and efficient, unrivaled. Avec toute l'Asperger's, tout ça, j'ai créé un système d'entraînement physique qui est sans précédent et qui n'a pas aucun équivalent en termes que c'est un entraînement physique qui est bien sûr efficace, super efficace, et qui est simple et qui ne requiert aucun équipement, puis qui est possible, puis que les gens le fassent dès l'âge de 7 ans. So my workout training program, I encourage you to start as young as 7, in high schools, in schools, and universities, and of course the police forces, firefighters, armed forces, les forces armées, les pompiers, puis tout ça, bien sûr, qui le passent. Here I go. Going west, west, west. Gonna pass by that West Mount, man. Va passer par West Mount. See, we got 15 seconds. We go up on this Monday and gonna go drilling and see somebody jogging. Good for you, fellow jogger. Good, good, good. Fais du jogging, ça fait du bien. It's good for you. And of course, we're gonna go up and I always like when I see citizens jogging and see my fellow citizens here jog, jog, jog. Citizens to work out, train, exercise, you know. As I'm gonna march back now on these steel toe boots and with that gratitude 24/7. And for the bus drivers today, see another bus passed and thinking, like I said, about their situation and their concerns, and doing a meditation about bus drivers and bus public transit in general, en faisant une méditation sur le transport en commun en général, puis les chauffeurs d'autobus, you know, les chauffeurs d'autobus. Feels good. Feels good. Feels good. I always feel good when so I finished my march to the mountain. Now I'm on another same mountain system, but West Mount, the other peak, as I went at the beginning, and then because it's 3 peaks, West Mount, Mount Royal proper and Outremont, right? Il y a 3 sommets du système de la montagne, mais c'est le West Mount, le Mont Royal proprement, mais ça a 3 sommets, Mont Royal, puis ici je m'en vais sur l'autre sommet du système, le même système de montagne, le Mont Royal, mais ça a 3 sommets au cœur de l'île. On va aller par la forêt. We're gonna go by this little forest because we see that somebody traced their steps before, so we're gonna take it. On va prendre puis on va monter par ici, par la forêt ici. Oh yeah. Overtime, every time, marching workout already marched. More than the generals of NATO combined today. J'ai une steel toe boots à bottes de cap d'acier. J'ai déjà fait plus de marches que les chefs des armées du monde libre déjà aujourd'hui. Hein? J'ai plus que 3 heures déjà, puis ça va faire plus que 4 heures que je me rende chez nous. It's gonna be more than 4 hours until I reach home, eh? Maybe close to 5. I'm aiming for 4:30, 4:45 total. J'ai à peu près 4h30, 4h45, parce que demain je vais faire plus que 5, comme ça je vais augmenter à chaque jour. On a incrementally increase. As I started yesterday, Sunday, emergency one for Western Canada, and d'urgence pour Alberta, pour l'Occident du Canada, puis ici. Here we are, man. Rock&Roll 24/7 overtime every time with Rainbow Dragon en temps supplémentaire. À chaque fois, tous les fois, avec le dragon arc-en-ciel. Et je vous encourage, I encourage you to work out, to train, to exercise. Faire l'entraînement physique, ça fait du bien. It's always good. You always get that good drill, man. You always get that feel good. Ça fait du bien, ça sent bon, puis ça fait du bon spécial, and you get a little bit of that in, and you start your fitness journey today now. Faites commencer votre conditionnement physique aujourd'hui. Maintenant, ça commence maintenant. C'est ça que je me dis aujourd'hui. And I do it as a hobby work. This is my work. C'est mon travail maintenant. It's for my body. In conjuration, dedicating in parallel to the collective North American civilization, to my brothers and sisters. Pour moi-même, mon travail, pour moi-même. Puis bien sûr, en parallèle avec le collectif de Civilisation nord-américain. Here we are again. We ended up other side of Westmount. T'es l'autre côté du Westmount. You know? Always feels good. And here we are, and again, fitness journey begins today, and I know somebody who deserves to live in houses like this. Well, it's my anonymous sister friend. Okay, someone I know. Encore une fois, si je connais quelqu'un qui mérite d'habiter dans des maisons comme ça, c'est ma soeur anonyme, la meilleure femme que je connais. There's someone I know. Another sister friend, man. Just to be a multi-millionaire. Ma soeur anonyme, elle mérite d'être une multimillionnaire. And, you know, we get that drill, and we start our fitness journey, and we rock and roll with it, and one foot in front of the other, and here you go. You get a few miles, get a good feel, you can feel good. Faut vous commencer, vous mettez une jambe en avant de l'autre, partez pour un couple de kilomètres, puis ça fait toujours du bien. Puis on est là.